for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on for your Monday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, Monday, May 5th edition. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Be sure to be safe out there. Not too much tequila. It is a Monday night after all. I'm still sick because Tommy Lamb got me sick from bronchitis last week, and it's a whole thing. That's why we're not going to have Live Imagery Tuesday tomorrow. But I digress.
Ball knowers.
I'm going to power through it to do a Sedano and Kap show open that'll say this. We're going to talk a lot of NBA playoffs, Jack.
Ball knowers.
Sedano had the Clippers at 7, but the Nuggets just pulverized the Clippers.
Ball knowers.
We'll talk that. Plus, what will the Lakers do next? I mean, we're going to be saying that all summer.
Ball knowers.
Plus, what's up with producer Lindsay's Cleveland Cavaliers?
Ball knowers.
That and fun and frivolity on an overcast Monday afternoon. Let's do it, the LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
Hey, Jerusalem Cherry. He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha!
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer. Because you got to talk about sperm? I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
Oh, Ia Maliava. Because I thought it was like, I'm a leaving.
I'm on with Sedano.
Oh.
Ball knowers.
Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon right now.
Yeah.
Boom da da bum. Boom ba da bum.
Yeah.
Doom da da da. Oh, you missed the ball knowers drop on Friday, Cappy.
I love the whole idea of being a ball knower. I love that.
That all started because Lindsay called us in a text thread a bunch of ball knowers. Me, DeAndre, and Trudell.
You guys are a bunch of ball knowers. That's what you guys are.
Ball
you guys,
knowers.
You guys know ball. I mean, kind of you know ball. Not really, though. I mean, when you think about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, who's the smart guy around here that told you that the Denver Nuggets would beat the L.A. Clippers? Who's that?
It was you.
That's right. So, therefore, I am a ball knower.
Thanks in part to your guy, Russ.
I know. You were also like, it happened because of Brody.
Well, George, I'm now a huge Brody fan.
You're back?
I'm a huge Brody fan right now. What? What, ball knower? What?
All of a sudden, you're a Brody fan again.
Well, yeah, because when Brody was with the Lakers, he was a cancer. When he got to the Nuggets, somehow, some way, he became a great contributor, and I can't get enough of the energy that he has brought here recently. And on a very selfish note, because, that's kind of where I come from. I did have a bet going during this Clippers-Nuggets series, all because of George. It was all George's fault.
Clipper Darrell wanted a piece of you.
And let me tell you something. Clipper Darrell, every time the Clippers won a game in that series, that brother came taunting me. He was sending me messages on Twitter, sending me messages on Instagram. That brother was just laughing at me. And I just keep telling him, hey, long series, Clipper Darrell, long series. Mm-hmm. And then what happened? After my Denver Nuggets absolutely annihilated his L.A. Clippers.
Annihilated.
I sent him a little note saying, see now, I told you, man. And he wrote me back, I hate you. I hate you.
That series was lost when Aaron Gordon dunked that ball with no time left on the clock.
Yeah, but as I recall, that was Game 5, wasn't it?
No, I know, but that changed the trajectory of the series. The Clippers are up 3-1 in that scenario. They got 3 games to close them out.
Yeah, but in Game 7, for whatever reason, and I know there's been a lot of criticism, rightly so, especially from all the other ball knowers.
Look, James Harden is
terrible.
This is what he does, though. Once it got to a Game 7, I was just figuring, well, Kawhi's just going to have to be, like, superhuman because you can't count on James Harden. And I say this as a guy who actually likes James Harden. I mean, James Harden, Cappy, do you know, I want to say he's, like, in regards to scoring, like, he's one of, like, the top 15 or 20 guys in the history of the sport.
I can buy that.
And I mean, it's factual. Like, look at where he ranks amongst the scoring leaders historically in the sport. But all those guys that are on that list with him, mm-hmm. none of them have had the struggles that he's had in big games.
Yeah, but I try to explain to you.
By the way,
number 14. Mm-hmm. I try to explain to you though about numbers, and about how the numbers work or don't work because I'm a ball knower. And
ball knowers.
It's like last week when you lost your mind at me and you threw that bottle of water at me, through YouTube. Mm-hmm. When you just absolutely lost your mind.
Well, the Jackson Hayes stuff.
Right. But let me ask you a question. I wanted
to, like, strangle you.
I understand, but let me ask you something. Yeah. Jackson Hayes on the floor throughout the Lakers series.
Oh, my God.
What was his plus-minus number? No, I'm going to make a point. What was his plus-minus number? Do you recall?
I think it was, like, close to minus 20 for the series.
Yeah, you know what Kawhi did the other night?
What?
Minus 33. He was still on the floor.
I mean, everybody. But that's a one-game scenario. One-game scenarios can swing the series.
And they were getting their ass kicked.
I'm trying to use numbers in my favor.
It wasn't really Kawhi.
All right, well, then I'll use James Harden. His number was minus 27.
Right, I get it. But a one-game sample is not necessarily the same as a sample over 4 games.
Norman Powell, minus 31. No, none of this is working for you?
Yeah, no. Again, one-game sample, Cappy. You're doing small sample size theater, as I like to call it.
Yeah, well, I'm doing ball knower stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm breaking out numbers on you guys.
So here's what I'll say. I would say, despite how disappointing it was, you have to be disappointed if you're a Clipper fan because you had, again, the series to me changed. DeAndre, as a ball knower, that series.
Ball knowers.
I mean, 3-1, 2-2, the way it went down is completely deflating. No question.
I agree. Like you said, as soon as Aaron Gordon had that tip dunk to win the game, the series changed right then and there.
So, Cappy, remember before the series started, we talked about how something always happens to the Clippers.
Right. The Clippers
and the Clipper curse. That something was the Aaron Gordon dunk.
Right. And by the way, listen, that's good news for Clipper fans that it wasn't Kawhi getting hurt because that's probably what most people thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But it turned out that it was that Aaron Gordon dunk, and that was the Clippers clipping. And it's not them doing anything. It just so happens that, Jokic puts up this crazy, wild sort of shot, and Gordon happened to be there. And it, in the 1/1,000,000th of a second, it somehow got through the cylinder as the light was going on. And that's where it ended. But here's the one thing about James Harden.
He did the Sambor shuffle, as they call it. Jokic.
Is that what it was called?
Well, when he does that crazy, pivot, step back, launching it over his shoulder shot, they call that the Sambor shuffle because he's from Sambor, Serbia.
Gotcha. The thing about James Harden comes down to this. He's a great individual player. Don't you think?
Oh, I would say he's more than that. Like, he's always had good assist numbers. He's an excellent individual player. I would give you that.
Yeah,
but look at his history, Cappy, in big games. Forget about when he's been the lead man. I'm talking about going back to, when OKC was in the finals with Durant and Westbrook and him. He was bad in that finals.
There's some numbers out there that say that in Game 7s, and I think he's been in whatever it is, let's call it 20 total Game 7s in his career. And again, my numbers are not, don't quote me exactly, but the point is that he scores less than like 10 points in every one of those games.
Yeah, he's bad.
So he's a guy that you're supposed to count on in a Game 7 because he's a leading scorer type guy, and he, for whatever reason, folds in Game 7s.
Yeah.
And so here's the end-all, be-all on James Harden. He's a great player, but he's not a championship player.
Right, he's not a 16-game guy.
Right, he doesn't help you win championships.
Now, look, he may end up being like one of these guys maybe towards even further. I mean, he's already 35, but like maybe even a little later in his career where he's like the 7th guy or 8th guy on a team. Maybe he ends up on a championship team that way. But yes, as one of your main characters, yeah, that ship has, if it hadn't sailed already, it's certainly now sailed.
Yep. He is not a championship caliber player, period. I mean, that's just, and listen, there are some times when you look at the NFL, you look at quarterbacks at the end of their career, and you go, wow, that guy passed for 50,000 yards and 500 touchdowns, and he only threw 100 interceptions. He's a Hall of Famer. And you go, not really, because as great of a passer as he was, as great of a statistic man as he is, he really never won anything.
Yeah, but I think football's a little different because there's 3 phases to the game. You know what I mean? And it's rare that like a quarterback wins without like a running game. Like I just think there's a lot more variables in
I guess
football.
what I'm trying to say to you though is that when you put up big numbers but you don't have any championships to show for it, that makes you a great individual player, but it proves that you're not a championship caliber guy.
But I think there's nuance to it. Do I think Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing were championship caliber players? Absolutely.
I do. They didn't win one, but they definitely.
Correct.
But they also got to, first
they
of all,
got to the finals.
Yeah,
right.
I'd say this about Patrick Ewing. The one thing about Patrick Ewing, just in terms of that, is he also played in an era and in the East when Michael Jordan was ruling in the heart of his career.
Right.
And Barkley had a lot to contend with out on the West Side. I guess first in Philadelphia and then in Phoenix.
Yeah.
But just certain guys. James Harden is a great scorer.
Yeah.
And a great player when it comes to stats. Just not a guy who can lead a team to a championship.
Correct. Kobe said that a long time ago, actually.
It kind of surprised. Am I in the wrong for being surprised that the Clippers lost that series? Because how their season was shaping up, they were not supposed to be in the position to play against. In a top 5 seed.
Well, I would say this. I think the Clippers, if you zoom out, they were supposed to be a 35-win team by all accounts. Most people had them in the lottery, and they overachieved, right? But the problem is, they were overachieving. They were peaking as they were heading towards the playoffs. Kawhi was looking awesome. And then, that's where everybody kind of was like, oh, maybe this is their opportunity. But then that dunk happened. That dunk, that's when I was like, ooh. Like, I still thought, like, maybe they could pull it out. But that one is a punch in the junk. Okay, like that is legitimately somebody. Like in wrestling, Cappy, when they do like the uppercut with the forearm in the nether regions area, and then like Ric Flair would go like, oh,
right, and then fall backwards. Yep,
and then he'd fall forward or backwards. Right,
yeah.
That was that to the Clippers. Literally, that was
a junk punch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, that's what
they kicked them in the ding ding.
Right. That's when you're a ball knower, you use phrases like that. Yeah. It's a punch
ball
to the junk.
knowers.
That's right.
But there's no other way to describe. I mean. That is an unprecedented way to lose a game, and only the Clipper curse could have created such a thing.
That's why I try and tell you guys all the time. There are certain franchises, for whatever reason, Clippers are one of them. There's another one in town, well, sort of in town, the Chargers. They're in the same boat. You can hire the best coach. Like, hey, let me ask you a question, George. You always tell me about how great of a coach Tyronn Lue is,
He's an excellent
right?
coach.
Okay, seems like a really good coach. I think Jim Harbaugh's a really good coach. I think they got a great quarterback. I think they've added through the draft, et cetera, et cetera. But guess what? Something will always happen. It's just the way it goes for certain franchises.
Well, look, the Cardinals are that team, right? Your boy Kurt Warner almost got them to a Super Bowl victory. I mean, if Ben Roethlisberger and Santonio Holmes don't pull a rabbit out of their hat,
Mm-hmm. Good call. Good recall on Santonio Holmes.
Yeah.
Good job
I
on
mean,
that
literally
one.
tippy-toe, like, touchdown there. The back of the end zone.
Very, very good.
Cappy, let's get back into the weekend because I want to get to the Warriors too because now the Ant-Man, the Kingslayer, as they've been calling him, has another chance to take someone else down. But first, tell us about your friends at Sellers Advantage.
All right, let me start off by not burying the lead on Sellers Advantage. Let me start off by saying this. I've always told you they make selling easy. That's true. And they make it easy and painless. That's even better. They're even willing to offer you a $20,000 advance for moving and other expenses. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because let me just say this. If you've lived in a house for 20 years, the idea of selling, the idea of moving is so painful. You're like, I don't even know where I'd start. What would I do with all my crap? Where am I going to put it? How do I get rid of it? They're willing to give you $20,000 just for moving and other expenses. So consider that when you think about Seller's Advantage, because you can skip the agents. You can forget about paying commissions. And as far as putting money into your house, I was just talking to a buddy of mine this weekend. He was telling me this story that he was trying to sell his house, and the realtor kept convincing him to put more and more and more and more money into the house. And he was like, what am I doing? I'm moving out of this house. Why am I putting so much money into it? I'll never use it. So forget about all of that. Forget about agent fees. Forget about putting money in for repairs. What Seller's Advantage is going to do is they're going to give you a fair, competitive price without you having to worry that the deal is going to fall through. So call today, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747. Call Seller's Advantage when you're ready to sell your home for a free, no obligation cash offer. Call them today or visit them online at sellersadvantage.com.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Monday afternoon. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Today is also National Truffle Day. And let's say happy 37th birthday to the one and only Adele. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Oh, happy birthday, Adele.
37, huh?
I've never actually spoken to her, although I've been in her presence many a time.
When you say in her presence, you mean you've seen her in concert?
Well, I have not only seen her in concert, I remember many years ago, I was at Magic Castle for a New Year's Eve, and she was there, like literally sitting right in front of me.
By herself?
I'm here.
She was with her husband at the time.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
I don't remember the gentleman's name.
Hmm.
And then I've been in her presence at Laker games. I mean, because I've said hello to Rich Paul, and she's right there.
She's got an aura.
She
For
does
real.
have an aura. There's
Like,
no
you should
question.
ask her.
When I met her in person one time when I was like shadowing Momo, you know, everyone talks to Momo, and she was like showing Adele her baby pictures and stuff. It was great.
Yeah, see, I'm not as chummy. Ramona's more in the Cappy school of chummy.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm not that chummy. Like, I will say hello to Rich. I'll kind of, like, respectfully, like, kind of nod my head hello and then keep it moving.
No, I'm in a different level of chumminess, George. I'm in the level of chumminess where...
Is Ramona coming on today?
She is.
Yeah, she's coming on at 5.
Okay.
I'm in a level of chumminess where, like, there's a suite that's open at a concert, and I walk in and just start becoming friends with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you and her would have a nice chum off.
Me and Ramona?
Yeah.
Oh, I would chum off with her all day.
Yeah.
That
No
would
problem.
be interesting to see who would win that, because I feel like Ramona is so disarming and so, like, everyone loves Ramona. Not that everyone doesn't love you, Cappy, but sometimes...
Am I arming?
Sometimes, no.
Are you arming?
No, but I feel like sometimes people are like, all right, what's this guy's deal? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you
Well,
should shadow me.
I also think people are generally less suspicious of women.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you have that working against you.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Listen, she also has one massive advantage over me, and that is having her face plastered on TV all the damn time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you're on ESPN, as much as Ramona's on ESPN, people are like, I know you. I know you. When people look at me, they're like, do I know you? Should I know you? I kind of feel like maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure.
It's kind
Do
of
I
like
know
Magic
you?
Johnson that one time.
Right. When Magic Johnson was like, he looked at me, he's like, I don't know if I know you. But then I was like, oh, damn, Magic, what's up? You know what I mean? And then I just brought it in. He's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm like friends with this guy. I just can't place him right now. I don't know. I don't want to insult the dude or something, you know?
I was at a Clippers game with Ramona, and this girl was like, oh, my God, that's Ramona Shelburne. It was great. It was very funny.
Hey, big shout out to a lot of Sedano and Kap 710 listeners who this past weekend, as I was making my way around this Beach Life Festival in Redondo, George, I was getting a lot of people coming up, throwing me some high fives, fist bumps, taking pictures, whatever.
Yeah.
It was great. So big shout out to all of our great listeners out there and viewers on YouTube who make sure they come up and say hello whenever we're out and about.
Yeah. Excellent, Cappy. I'm glad that you were able to interact and be chummy with the listeners.
Oh, yeah.
While also
Grassroots.
chumming your way to other things that were not necessarily supposed to be available to you.
Well, they actually should have been available to me. It's just that I didn't have the proper, wristband necessarily. But when you walk around, like, wait a second, I'm supposed to have access to this.
Yeah.
When you gotta make eye contact. First and foremost, that's the number one lesson I could teach everybody. Confidence and eye contact. Those are two critical things when you're trying to move around when you don't maybe necessarily have exactly the right credentials.
Right.
That's all.
Fair enough. Coach of the Year results. Do you want to know where JJ finished?
Last?
No.
Well, I mean, just after the way
harsh.
things came crashing down,
Jeez. That was very harsh.
I know, but I'm still in like my post Laker playoff knockout depression.
So he finished 6th.
Okay, congratulations. That's really good.
Kenny Atkinson won.
Okay.
JB Bickerstaff finished 2nd. I voted for that in the inverse. I voted for JB. Kenny won. Ime Udoka was 3rd, that's where I placed him. Mark Dagnall was 4th. Tyronn Lue was 5th. And then JJ.
Mm-hmm.
That was just announced moments ago.
Okay, well, congratulations to JJ, if nothing else. I mean, finishing 6th in your first year for Coach of the Year. I mean, I think that kind of says that he shocked the world that the Lakers were at the 3 seed. Especially with all the turmoil that the season had from, and I'll call it turmoil because it doesn't matter. When you make a massive trade and you're getting rid of one of your championship caliber players in exchange for a guy who you think is the future of your team, and you're talking about stars of those magnitudes, that's a disruption. So that's the first thing. And then throw on top of it the personal stuff, the real stuff, the fires, the loss of a home, et cetera, and dealing with children and family. I think J.J. Redick deserves every bit of that 6th spot. But it's just, of course, the way it all came crashing down at the end that still got me sour.
Yeah. Cappy, I know that you love – you're a FOMO kind of guy, self-admittedly. Did you see that JJ, Rob, and Luka were at your favorite restaurant in West Hollywood?
I did see that the guys were at Craig's. I do love Craig's. It is great. I'm a big Craig fan, not just of the restaurant, but of the guy himself.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of FOMO at times, George. That's true. But I've also learned recently about JOMO, So I try not to have as much FOMO, and I try to have more JOMO. Are you
What is
in touch?
JOMO?
The joy of missing out.
Oh, okay.
So you got the fear, right? And then you got the joy. So sometimes you have this fear of missing. Oh, my God, I wish I was there. Oh, that sucks. Why wasn't I at Craig's having the chicken parm? That kind of a deal.
Right.
And then other times you're like, you know what? I was kind of happy to be at home watching the game, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So what do you suppose that conversation was all about between Rob, JJ, and Luka?
Oh, I'm sure the future.
You think that they were monitoring what he was eating? You think Luka was like this? Luka was like, yo, let me get that chicken parm. And they were like, excuse me?
They were probably like, hey, do you guys want bread for the table? And Palinka was like, no.
Yeah,
we won't be needing the bread.
No extra carbs.
All right, me and JJ can have
By the
some.
way, they also have the chicken parm pizza there at Craig's, which is
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable.
Chicken parm
It's not on the menu. It's,
Oh, dude.
yeah.
I mean, there's no way that Rob Palinka is as svelte as he is to get into those leather jackets and eats bread.
Well,
Like,
it's not just the leather
no way.
jackets. I mean, how about those tight pants he wears? I mean, those are
Rob
like,
is a svelte, handsome man.
Those are some skinny
Very
jeans.
fit.
Yeah, those are some skinny looking jeans.
Maybe he puts in a lot of work in, on the cardio. You never
It's
know.
possible.
He seems
It's
like an
I mean, he was
guy.
a high level college basketball player.
Right, and maybe he's just got the genetics to be that thin and look that cool in all those Fonzie jackets that he likes to rock.
Exactly.
But I am a little jealous that I'm not there, that I wasn't there, that I couldn't have been a fly on the wall to hear what that conversation was all about.
If I had to guess, and I don't know this, right? This is just if I had to guess, they're talking about a couple of things. Number one, hey, we want you here.
Right.
So we're going to offer you the contract. What kind of contract do you want? Do you want the 5 years now? Do you want 2 and an option? So that way, you can opt out, and then you're at the 10-year max, and then you can get all the money again that you missed out on, et cetera, et cetera. Like, how do you want to handle? Because, again, Beto, I was actually listening to Beto. Beto, I don't know if he texted me or if I heard him. He might have done both. He might have texted me and then talked about it on the pregame one of the days that, Rob was talking to Bill Duffy, which was Luka's agent. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they were having conversations about the contract and the structure and those kind of things. And I'm sure they have those conversations on the phone, but they could probably have some more of those in person. Maybe there's some more chatter about other players. But, yeah, I'm sure that was part of the conversation with Luka. I'm sure also, like, what do you want the roster to look like? What are some of your thoughts on the roster? I'm again, Palinka does not hide the fact that he wants to be a collaboration.
Okay. How about this as a possible topic of conversation?
Mm-hmm.
So
how about you save it for the other side?
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Now you're asking me to have to write stuff down.
Right, but this is what I need you to do.
Okay, hold on. Let me write these 2 points down.
Yeah.
Okay, that one and that one.
Right.
Okay,
got it. All right, but first, Cappy, Mother's Day is right around the corner. May 11th, okay? We are 6 days away. Today's Cinco de Mayo, okay? And you're 6 days away. So Mother's Day is always here. It's almost here, rather. And you haven't done anything yet. Have you done anything yet, Cappy?
Unfortunately, I have not, and I've got a.
What is your mother's name?
My mother's name is Sheila.
Sheila, you better get Sheila some books.
Oh,
okay?
I got her books, don't forget, for Hanukkah, as you recall.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to book it up.
I know.
Books.com, short for bouquet, BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN, Cappy, will save you 25% off. I used the promo code ESPN and saved myself 15%. Or, 25% on my most recent purchase for my mom. Mom's done everything for you guys, okay? She took you to practice, to school. She made you chicken soup, sopita de pollo when you were sick, right? All that stuff. This year, I sent happy flowers from Mother's Day to Books, 25% off with the promo code ESPN. And Books just aren't any kind of flowers. Cut fresh from the best farms. They're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. So look, wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the flower subscription. That way, if you're Cappy, you can just keep getting Sheila Books all the time, all right? She gets the Books on repeat, all right? And it's easy. If you want the one-off, go to Books.com, BOUQS.com, promo code ESPN, pick the delivery date, and you're good to go. 25% off. Why stop at mom? Get some for your wifey, your aunt, your grandma. You don't want to be in the doghouse with anybody, all right? Get some for Abuela, your sister, too. All right, look, guys, don't forget mom. Mother's Day is May 11th. Order your Books now. Go to Books.com, promo code ESPN, 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books, promo code ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
I always wanted to be on the field crew for baseball.
Yeah,
I never got to do it. I want to do that.
So here's when the kids were in like Little League, doing field prep is the sweet spot.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Because it's
dragging the field.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
It's quiet. You're outside.
That's
it's
cool.
Sunny. I love it.
Turning on the sprinkler.
Spraying the dirt with the hose.
Love it.
Dragging the field.
I meant when you got to
line.
bring out when it rains and you got to bring out the tarp.
Oh, no.
I always wanted to do that.
That looks like hard work. I'd like to avoid
fun.
hard work.
And I would mess it up and I'd get run over
it
by the
happens
tarp.
occasionally
I know.
where somebody stumbles and they just, by the way, that would be terrifying. Being stuck underneath that thing. Right? That's not like a piece of saran wrap. That is a heavy duty piece of like vinyl or whatever it is.
I may have to
That's
bring out
really
the Rambo
scary.
blade.
I would lose my damn mind if I got run over by that cylinder.
I'm getting claustrophobic.
That would be crazy.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
And it is Sedano and Kap here Monday afternoon. Happy 42nd birthday to the great Vanessa Bryant. And yesterday, how about another birthday? From NSYNC fame, Lance Bass turns 46. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Oh, come on now. It's a good jam right here, Cap.
Yeah, this is kind of the way I feel like about Train. Like, I don't know, like, is it cool to say I saw Train? Like, Justin Timberlake's cool, right?
You're comparing Train to NSYNC?
Well, yeah, because, like, if I go see NSYNC, right, people are going to be like, you saw NSYNC, really?
Dude, if NSYNC, like, did, like, a concert right now, people would flock to go watch that.
Oh, I'm not saying people wouldn't. I'm saying if I did. Now, when I was younger and my kids were younger, like, I would take my daughters to go to those concerts, and, like, I was hiding the fact that I was loving it. You know what I mean? But, like, Train, I didn't know about Train. Do you guys like Train? Is Train cool?
Not a fan.
No,
I mean, they're all right. And not my cup of tea necessarily, but they're fine. Like,
but
I
wouldn't have gone to see Train, but then I was there, and they were preceding Lenny Kravitz, and I saw Train, and now I think I'm a Train fan.
Okay, good.
Never heard of Train.
Yeah, come on, man.
You know
ain't
nothing about no
train.
train.
I know.
Nothing about no train.
Have you ridden a train?
I have actually for the
well,
first
yeah.
time not so long ago, yeah.
Really? Not too long ago. Oh.
Yeah.
Love a good train.
Me too.
So, Cappy.
Yo.
What were you going to ask me? Did you write it down?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact. Thank you so much for the reminder.
Okay, because I do want to get into the Warriors beating the Rockets in what was a thrilling series, I thought, throughout. And then we'll have a little Cavs corner, a little crying tower for Lindsay today after game 1.
Oh, I'm not crying about nothing.
Oh, damn.
Oh, hell to the nah. She's a ball
I'll
knower.
hit that panic button.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh, no. Well, it could be. Injuries could derail the Cavaliers' championship aspirations.
I mean, if Evan Mobley is hurt and Darius Garland, then we're screwed.
Yeah, then you got big problems, my friend. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. So here's the thing, George. You to reset it for everybody, you were talking about this dinner, Rob Pelinka, J.J. Redick, and Luka. This is like the night after they get knocked out of the playoffs, right?
Correct.
And they're at Craig's, and everybody, like the paparazzi's there, and everybody's seeing them come
Craig's,
out.
right.
Right.
That's happening. Yeah.
Right. I mean, listen, they could have gone to a lot of places where I'm not saying they're going to be invisible because you can't hide those 3 guys. But at Craig's, you're asking to be seen, okay?
Yeah.
Now, you say that the conversation...
But maybe that was like they said to Luka, where do you want to go? And he likes the chicken parm, so they said, let's go to Craig's.
Or they
Is that
were
like what
hey...
they're known for, the chicken parm?
Oh, yeah.
But he calls me like, hey, have you been to Craig's yet? You know, because you got traded, you came in, you've been living in a hotel.
I mean, Luka's been playing the NBA for 8 years. He's probably been to Craig's.
Maybe he hasn't. I don't know.
He's been to L.A. a bunch of times.
Well, I mean, listen, again, if they were trying to be off the beaten path, Craig's was not the place.
No, definitely not.
If you wanted to be spotted by the paparazzi, Craig's was the place for you.
Correct.
So you say that the conversation is, hey, what kind of contract do you want? Do you want the 2-year version? Do you want the 5-year version? Hey, what kind of players would you like to have around you? Center, lob threat, blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe. Do you suppose the conversation at any point turned towards the 2 Ds?
The what?
The 2 Ds.
What Ds are those?
What? Diet and defense.
Yeah, probably.
You suppose the conversation went around that way?
I would imagine. Maybe not over the chicken parm, but...
Well, wait, when
or
Luka,
the chicken parm pizza.
When Luka orders the chicken parm pizza as an appetizer and the chicken parm...
Speaking of that chicken parm.
Right. You suppose Rob looked over and went, hey, Luka, if you ever want to get into sexy jeans like these, you're going to have to order the salad, babe. Okay? The salad maybe might be a little bit better for you. See, here's the thing. I would think that J.J. Redick and Rob Pelinka probably said to Luka, hey, look, we love you, man, and we want you to be here. We want you to be the face of the Lakers. We want you to play here the rest of your career. However, just 2 things we'd like to mention. Number 1, bro, you got to start playing some defense. And 2, if you get into the best shape of your life, it probably would help you play better defense. Because now you're not just saving all of your energy for the offensive end of the game. You can actually put in both ends of the game because you're in world-class shape. You tell me, George. I didn't think a lot of people, everybody's got a comment. Oh, Luka looked chubby. Luka looked like he was out of shape. I didn't think so. But that doesn't mean you can't be in better shape. And by being in better shape, maybe you do hit that layup late in the game. Maybe you do hit the layup in the previous game that JJ talked about when he played all 5 guys the entire second half and his 2 best players missed layups right at the rim. If he gets into the best shape of his life, he can really stick it to all the critics who had something to say about him.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get into the best shape of his life, he's going to validate the criticism.
I will give you an example, okay? And it was actually, it was a Laker who then left and got into shape, okay? So Shaq, obviously famously collided with Kobe many a times and clashed about being in shape, right? Phil and him. And, remember the whole, if I get injured on company time, I'm rehabbing on company time, all that stuff, right? Yep. But then he gets traded for Lamar Odom, Brian Grant, and Caron Butler, okay? In the summer of 2005, 4 to 5, right? So he shows up. I'll never forget this because I'd been around. Obviously, I'd seen Shaq a million times up close even at that time already. Whenever I was at a Laker game, wherever I was. And he was big. There's no question. He showed up to Miami at that press conference in the best shape of his life. That year, he might have been the lightest he had been probably since his early years in Orlando. And he had an MVP type of year. Now, he lost to Steve Nash. I still will debate Shaq probably deserved that one over Steve Nash. But Steve Nash won nonetheless. And then, little by little, Shaq started to Shaq again, right? And then the injuries started to mount up. He got older, et cetera, et cetera. But they were able to squeeze the last few years out of his prime. But it was because of that. He did the thing you're asking Luka to do. And he was able to do it and get one more championship because they were able to squeeze that best possible conditioning out of him.
Yeah, that's what I would say to Luka. I'd be like, listen, man, if you don't get yourself into like the best shape of your life, because you're 26 years old, you can still transform your body. This is the time to do it. And when I say transform it, you're not going to go from looking like Phil Mickelson to looking like Tiger Woods. That's not likely going to happen. But you know what? Going from what you look like today to looking like a better, fitter, leaner version of yourself, that can absolutely happen through training and through diet. And if it doesn't happen, everything they said about you in Dallas, people are going to remember that. So stick it to them.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that was Shaq's motivation, was part of it too. And look, Riley didn't mince words with him when they traded. Like, you need to be in better shape. You know what I'm saying? So he did. And he committed to it for 2 years, and they won a championship. And he probably should have had another MVP. And, and then after that, it went kind of sideways, as we all know. But my point is that he did, and he was way older at that stage. He was already into his 30s. At that point, Shaq was. So, yeah, you're right. Like, maybe those are the real hard conversations they're willing to have. And I'm betting JJ particularly is not shy to have those conversations.
I saw reports that he's expected to play in the Euro basketball.
Right.
He's
done that a lot over the years.
So, I mean, could that be one of the talks, too? Is that, hey, look, I'm going to go out there to kind of stay in shape, keep the conditioning up. And then, obviously, when he comes back here in training camp, he'll be ready to go in better shape?
Yeah, I think so.
But, I mean, let me ask you guys a question. Did anybody look at him, especially in the playoffs?
He didn't look great. I've seen him look better, is what I would say.
You mean physically look?
Yes.
Like you think that he looked heavier than he'd looked in years past?
Maybe towards the end of the season a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. See, I never really looked at him. This is just me, naked eye. I never looked at him and went, man, he's 20 pounds overweight, man. If this guy would just lose 20 pounds. But I do think that there's room to grow. There's room to get better, even at 26 years old. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He's a great offensive player.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you complete.
Yeah.
And there's more to go because you haven't done everything yet.
If he weighs 230, 235, he looks good. If he weighs 250, 260, he does not look the same.
Okay, I don't know what he weighed in the
I don't know
playoffs,
either because I'm not there to weigh him. But I'm telling you, I've seen him look leaner. Like, I remember a couple years ago, Perk and I were doing NBA Today together, and we were joking on the air, like, oh, man, look at skinny Luka. Like, he came into camp one of those years where he played for the Slovenian team, and he looked good. And Perk was like, and I was making the joke with Perk. I was saying, like, oh, it should be like a drink called the Skinny Luka. You know what I mean?
Good.
Like, and he has had moments where he has looked in much better shape.
And by the way, we criticize guys' looks all the time in terms of their shape. I mean, remember the time James Harden was trying to get out of Houston?
Oh, yeah, he looked heavy.
He seriously looked like he was wearing a fat suit, though, before
he might have been.
He got traded.
I don't know, but maybe he wanted us to see
that.
Right, maybe he wanted us to think that.
Yeah.
Or what's the kid's name? The kid that hasn't lived up to his potential to get down to New Orleans. Zion.
Yeah.
Zion, we would always be criticizing Zion. Look how fat he is. If he ever wants to get serious, he's going to have to lose all this weight.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not like Luka is alone in this.
Yeah.
You either get yourself into world-class shape and become the leader that everybody follows because they know you put in the work, or you don't.
Right.
And by getting into world-class shape, chances are you'll probably have a little bit more wind to actually, you ready for this? Just play a little bit of defense. Just a little bit.
All right, Cappy, we can continue that conversation, but coming up next, I want to get back into the Warriors from yesterday because now Ant-Man's going to try to slay Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond next. Let's get into that. Cavs lose. Pacers, don't sleep on them. That's next.
Hey, it's Cap. Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. Not with Seller's Advantage. You can skip the agents, commissions, and costly repairs. By the time you pay for repairs and agent fees, you could have already sold your home for a fair, competitive price without the worry of the deal falling through. Here's what Chris Chavez, a real Seller's Advantage customer, had to say, and I quote, "Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected, and the whole process was great. They were helpful, always answered the phone, and willing to help. I can't say enough about the experience. Much better than going through a realtor," end quote. Thank you, Chris. Get your free, no-obligation cash offer today. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-397-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Just as every point matters, Every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Right now at Park West Bicycle Casino, the progressive jackpot is over $3 million. And when it hits, it'll be the biggest jackpot ever won at any LA card room. Poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, even Baccarat. All eligible for the progressive. Brand new players who sign up for their player rewards get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino, where the stakes are high and the rewards are massive.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GEAR-001292. GEAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Lynn.
All right, guys, so what you need to know is that after May 7th, you cannot fly without a new real ID. And
really?
So I feel like
I've had one for years, so I mean,
same.
This has been pushed back so many times because of COVID and then multiple different reasons that they're actually like enforcing this starting Wednesday. So I don't have a real ID, but that's because I have a passport and my license.
Does that work? That's fine?
Yes. There's like a whole list of accepted identification options, which like mainly is like passports, passport cards, and
How about my Disney ID? My ID to get me into the office, does that work?
I
Disney
don't
ID?
think so.
No, it says the Walt Disney Company on it. Doesn't work, huh?
I don't think so.
That's
but
too
like,
bad.
what's the difference? I guess it's just like a extra. Because the last time I went to get my driver's license, that wasn't even a thing.
What do you mean? When was the last time that happened?
Probably like 5 years ago.
Oh, maybe
The real
it
ID
had started back then. Yeah.
Real ID, though, when you show up to like the DMV, if that's where you have to go to get it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go there, my understanding is you have to
It's just more secure.
Yeah, but you have to have like your like social security card, right? And I think there are other things that you have to bring to the DMV when you're getting your real ID. And the reason I know this is because I went to the DMV to get my real ID. This is several years ago. And I didn't have my social security card. Does anybody have a physical social security card?
Yeah, and then if not, you should order it.
I
Okay,
actually
so that's
have
what
two
happened.
copies of mine.
So that's what happened. So I used to carry mine around in my wallet all the
Oh,
time.
you're not supposed to do that.
Well, you should keep it somewhere.
Like keep it in a safe at home.
Well, here's the deal. I used to carry around my social security card in my wallet. This is back when I used to have one of those big wallets that you sit on. I couldn't take it anymore, so I got one of those little wallets, and I didn't have my social security card. Or I actually lost my wallet one night, and social security card went. So when I went to the DMV and they were like, well, we need your social security card and proof of residence, whatever it was. I was like, well, I don't have my social security number or my card, but I have my number. I can show it. No. You got to have the physical card. So I had to go to like the social security office to order like new physical hard copy social security cards. So I'm telling you, getting the real ID, you got to make sure that you look on the website before you go to know exactly what you need to bring. Because if you don't have one thing, ain't nobody making any exceptions.
I thought you needed all that stuff anyway to get a new driver's license these days.
I don't know if that's the case. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so
is a real ID a driver's license?
It is also a driver's license, yes.
Oh.
It's like you get a driver's license that's real ID compliant per your state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Or you can just get the real ID if you don't drive.
Right.
Right. Yeah, but it's a, quote, federally mandated type of identification that meets enhanced security standards for state-issued driver's license and ID cards. These IDs are designed to help prevent fraud and identity theft with features such as facial recognition technology and anti-counterfeit markings.
That's scary. Like
All right,
just the
wait,
whole facial recognition thing.
Well, when you go to the airport, they take your photo. You can opt out of that.
Yeah, I actually was like reading the story today that like people were saying that you should opt out of it because it's like a huge privacy invasion. But like
whatever.
I don't know.
They've got everything.
Yeah.
George, you have your real
it's
ID,
too late
correct?
now. Yeah.
You have your,
Yeah,
you have your
I've
real
had
ID
one for years, yeah.
Linz, you say you don't have a real ID.
No, but I have a passport.
Okay. D, you got a real ID?
I have a passport.
Okay. All right. Well, so I've got a passport. I got a real ID. I got a global entry card. I mean, does that do anything for me?
Yes.
Oh, it does?
Well, the global entry is also recognized as one of the additional documents that you can use to bypass having a real ID.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm triple layered then. I mean, I got a lot of
you're good to
backup
go.
here.
You're good to go.
God, this seems like such a pain in the ass, man. Like, if you don't have a real ID right now and you're hearing us, you're like, what? Wait, what? I got to hurry up and get a real ID?
They kept saying you needed one, and then they kept delaying it. And honestly, I thought for sure that it was going to get delayed again because this is literally like I feel like during the
this
last
time it's for real.
Yeah, like the deadline, it went up until like that day. They were like, oh, we're delaying it again.
Yeah.
So it still could be. You never know.
No. You walk into the airport and they're like, this is a fake ID. You're like, no, it's real. It's really my ID. It's my driver's license. They're like, yeah, but it's not real. It's not a real ID. It's a fake ID.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, good luck to everybody.
Yeah, better get that thing.
Or have a passport or a global entry card.
Right.
Glad mine works now.
Yeah.
Remember for a long time I was complaining my global entry didn't work anymore?
Yeah.
But I got that fixed now. Had to go through a lot of legal channels.
Do you have TSA pre-check?
I do.
Oh, that's
Which,
right.
Remember,
that's right.
Remember, I got that revoked.
Yeah, revoked.
And then I got it reinstated.
Do you have clear?
I do not have clear.
You need to have clear and TSA pre-check.
I got that. Yeah.
What's the benefit of clear?
Well, clear is if the pre-check line is too long, you can go through clear, and they just kind of that line can also be long depending on where you're at. But
if you have both.
But if you have both, you can at least kind of manage. I also have the digital ID, which they have at LAX too. So I have all three of those.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of gauge which line is shorter, and you can go through there. Because I'm down to the second. Like I'm trying to get to
Same
that.
with me.
I'm trying to get to the gate when they say, all right, we begin our boarding process.
Oh no,
I'm like final boarding call person.
Oh no, I'm done with those days. The days of running through the airport like I'm OJ. Forget it, man.
No,
those
but you don't
days
have to
are
run.
gone.
You can time it right.
Yeah, you can.
I am done.
And
I'm
LAX
done with the
is
stress.
Pretty good with the TSA pre-check and clear. That means the clear. They just use your eyeballs. You don't need like your passport or anything, unless you get like, oh, you got selected for a random.
Right, an itemized.
No, I'm done with the stress. I'm now like my parents. I now show up to a flight 2 hours early.
That's such a waste of time.
Yeah,
you say that, but I mean, you get a lot of work done in an airport.
I mean, I guess. I only when I'm traveling with my children do I get there early.
That's when you get there really early because traveling with kids is a total headache.
Right, but if it's just me, I'm in and out, bro.
Yeah. If you're by yourself and you have a family, wife, husband, 2 kids, and you're going through security, do not stand behind them at the conveyor belt. Because by the time they start packing up the car seat, the stroller, the diaper
we don't have
bag,
any of that stuff anymore. But I remember those days.
Oh,
yeah, that's
brutal.
tough.
And I had 4 of them.
Well, it's like the movie Up in the Air, George Clooney, right? Like he says, he knows how to spot. Like definitely stay away from the families, right? Like
Or the older people that
older
they
people,
haven't
right?
flown in a long
Yeah,
time.
right.
People like my mom.
This is a quote from the movie. It says, look, Asian people, they're efficient. They want quick. They're in, they're out. They're efficient, right? Standing behind them,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like going to the grocery store and you find yourself like in a short line. Like, oh, there's this little old lady. She's buying 2 things. No problem. Then she goes to pay and she's breaking out her checkbook.
Oh.
And you're like, oh, lady,
Where's
come
the check
on, lady.
anymore?
Come on, lady.
Yeah. Mikal Bridges limping a little bit.
Wait a
early
second.
in this
What?
game.
Wait, what? I got to turn on the game.
What?
I've been watching. Well, no, I'm watching the NHL draft lottery right now. I'm busy.
Why?
Wow. Remember, this is the year last year we brought on JT the Brick a year ago.
Hey, I'm busy watching the NHL draft lottery, Lindsay.
I think the Knicks are going to get ham slammed, as you like to say, Cappy.
I do like to use that phrase. Ham slammed is the phrase I like to use.
Yeah, I think Boston's going to win this one in like 5 or 6.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Yeah.
Knicks fans are brutal. Like they're just so they're brutal.
They're worse than Celtics fans.
I don't know, probably not, but they're up there.
I'm actually trying to get
At least the Celtics, though, have 18 titles.
You're right.
You know
They
what
have
I'm saying?
something to be brutal
The Knicks
about.
haven't won anything since Phil Jackson was a player.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like-
Exactly. But they act like they have.
I am trying to get my emotions together, though, as we start this next round, especially in the West. Like Denver and Oklahoma City.
Oh, man, that's going to be fun.
What's amazing to me about Denver is we all sat there when they fired Michael Malone with 3 games to go in the regular season. Like, what in the hell are they doing?
It's pretty wild, yeah.
And they all said, ownership down to players were like, yeah, we're trying to change the energy around here. And I guess it worked. I don't know that it wouldn't have worked with Michael Malone. I'm not saying that they wouldn't have won.
the Aaron Gordon thing definitely helped.
It helped, right.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm thinking about the other side of it, too. Golden State versus Minnesota. Like, I love Anthony Edwards, and I actually really like their team, but I kind of still am rooting for the old guys.
This is a very transitional playoffs, I think, for the NBA. LeBron is out. I think Steph will be out.
No KD.
No KD.
Well, KD's done.
It's Ant's
KD's
time.
not done.
He's done.
If he goes to the Rockets, he won't be done. It's Ant's time, right? It's SGA's time.
Mm-hmm.
Halliburton he is playing great ball right now.
It's also his dad's time. Keep going.
No longer
his dad's
time.
banned. His dad's
No, I know,
banned.
but his dad still. He's had his 15 minutes.
Listen, I feel bad for his dad because he seems like a nice fellow in the whatever brief interactions I've had with him, and that just seemed out of character. But he just
can't do that.
He ruined his son's biggest moment of his career.
Next time you run into Halliburton's dad at a game, go like this to him. Go, come here. Bring it in. Forehead to forehead. Come on. Let's have a conversation forehead to forehead. You and me, baby.
Your
you
squad,
and me.
they got – it looked like for a second in the third quarter, I'm like, oh, here they go. They finally have gotten, the rust off a little bit. But, yeah, the Pacers are not to be slept on.
First of all, if you didn't have Tyrese Halliburton starting in that game, you'd be saying the opposite. So, let's be serious. Yeah, because the Cavs didn't have their starting all-star point guard.
Right, but Darius Garland is not as good as Tyrese Halliburton.
Yes, he is.
No, George,
yes,
please. Don't say
No
such a thing to her.
way.
You're crazy.
Get him, Lindsay. Get him.
You're crazy.
Get him,
No
Lindsay.
way.
He don't know ball. Be a ball knower,
they're
Lindsay.
very
Tyrese Halliburton was on the Team USA. Like Darius Garland was nowhere near that squad.
Okay, well, I think they're very comparable players.
No.
And
ball knowers.
Come
That's
on,
right.
Lindsay. Be a ball knower and tell him he's wrong.
First of all, not having
if
having
you want to
him-
say Donovan Mitchell, okay, I'll give you that. But Darius Garland, I like Darius Garland a
they're
lot.
pretty close.
They are not on the same level. In my
Okay, well,
opinion.
either ways, they're
Don't
starting,
take that,
like
Lindsay.
I said, they're starting all-star point guard. Also, Indiana shot like over 50% from three, and the Cavs shot like 20% from three. That's probably not going to continue to happen that way.
Probably not, but the Pacers are one of the better teams, interestingly enough, and coincidentally, they're one of the better pace teams in the NBA.
Really? Really? They pace well, do they?
Yeah, they are.
Do they?
The Pacers pace.
Really?
Yes.
They do, huh?
Yeah, they do.
Well, that's why Darius Garland's so important because
he sets the pace.
No,
Yeah.
on the contrary, I feel like he'd become more of a liability
No,
because he's not a good defender.
No, they need his offense. They need offense.
I
That's what they need him for.
I feel like the Pacers were this game. They're too up and down for the Cavs. Like, the Pacers get out and run, especially on make baskets, too.
Right.
They get out and run.
They go.
And
Siakam was leaking out, no problem.
There's a ball knower.
We'll see.
And again,
I have no worries
this
whatsoever.
Pacers team was literally, as Cappy likes to say, just in the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, if you're going to talk about that, let's say they beat Giannis-less Milwaukee Bucks team.
Well, not completely Giannis-less. Giannis played a couple
Get
games.
him, Linz.
He
Get
played
him.
one game, and then they also played the Knicks, which you just referred to them as having Swiss cheese offense.
Well, but last year they were much better than they
Last
are
year
this
they were more like a Munster cheese kind of an
Okay.
offense.
No,
Well, that's also-
no, and I said they had Swiss cheese defense,
Oh,
and they
Swiss
did
cheese
not have
defense, you're
that
right, that's
last
what I meant,
year.
sorry.
Now they
Last
got a
year
pepper
they were
jack.
a very good defensive
This
team.
year they're very spicy on defense.
I
Pepper
would say
jack.
they're more like a baby Swiss last year, and
Oh,
now
really?
they're big time
No,
Swiss.
they were pretty good defensively last year. Here's what I would say.
And also,
What would you say?
that's the first time they made the playoffs in what 5-6
Right,
years.
but it doesn't matter how you got there. Once you're there, like you've like, oh, okay, we
I think they've played the same number of playoff games over the past 2 years.
right, but one team got to the conference finals and one didn't. Like that extra step is not a small thing.
You're right, but again, against teams that were definitely, it's like you could say that the Giannis-less Bucks were like
But the
beating
Boston
Heat.
Celtics played nobody last year. Everybody was hurt on their way to the championship, basically. Even the Mavs kind of broke down a little bit with Luka.
The Cavs were very hurt when they played against them. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell or Evan Mobley, so. Yeah, you're
But
right.
that's what I'm saying. The Celtics, you can make the case the Celtics.
But they got both now, Lindsay. They got Evan Mobley
Well,
and Donovan Mitchell.
Actually,
Well, yeah,
I don't
but
think
now
Evan
maybe they could be
Mobley's gonna.
screwed.
Yeah, he might not play. He rolled his ankle.
Well, you got to tough it out. It's that time of year.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's nut cutting time.
I feel like he's one. Of the, what?
That's right.
Where'd that come from?
It came from from here. That's what it is. That's what it is. I mean, seriously, this is the end all be all. Whoa, my toe hurts. Oh, my ankle got sprained.
Hey,
Bro,
time out.
put some tape on it, take some pills, and
Put
get
some
out there and
tussin on
play.
it.
We were talking about toes, and this is something I'll have to ask Dr. Clapper about on Thursday. You would be surprised because remember when LeBron had that toe injury and people were like, "Oh, tape it up," and get back on the floor, tape it up. Do you realize if you think about it, how hard it is to even walk when you have a messed up toe? When your big toe's messed up, it's impossible. You can't run.
Ask
on,
Coach Prime.
Broken exactly. Well, isn't it like his pinky
turf
toe?
is that what he has? Turf toe?
No, Darius Garland has a broken or strained or sprained toe.
Yeah, because
Something
turf
like
toe
that,
is a big toe injury.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly painful.
Right.
For anybody that got my Coach Prime joke, thank you. For those of you that
Yes,
didn't,
no, we got it.
No, we got
no, I don't think anybody got it.
No, we got it.
Nobody
He
gave
no
me
longer
nothing.
has certain
Nobody
toes.
gave me nothing on that one.
I mean, it was low hanging
You just
fruit.
went, you just went kind of right
No, it was
past
low-hanging fruit.
Nah, come on, that's a good pull.
We ain't got tomorrow. We got now.
That was like your Santonio Holmes pull earlier in the show.
No, Santonio Holmes, when was that Super Bowl? That was like 15 years ago.
Right. Well, Coach Prime got his toe ripped off in the last couple of years.
15 months ago.
I mean,
We
I don't know
ain't
about,
coming no more.
Yeah. I mean, bro can't wear flip-flops no more.
Sure he can. He's only missing his pinky toe cap.
I'm
It's not
telling
like
you.
it's his big toe. Because
It was his big toe.
No, I don't think it was
His
it?
big toe got cut off.
I thought it was his pinky toe.
No, look on
Okay, I'm
images
gonna look it
on
up
Google.
right now. Hang on.
Yeah,
I'm
look on
looking it
Google
up.
Images and take a look at his big toe. Got cut right off. They amputated it.
I thought it.
Oh, it was the front. Yeah, he's right. Big toe
two
and second toe.
toes. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
Can't wear flip-flops.
He can't wear flip flops. At least not. He can wear slides.
He wears
maybe.
slides.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
can't.
slides different.
Can't wear the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Pacers
Get some
in-
slip-in Skechers.
Pacers in 6.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
I still got Cavs in 7. I haven't changed.
I'm not worried at
Pacers
all.
in 6.
We've also got the coach of the year,
But I'll tell you
defensive
what.
player of the year. He needs to step it up. They shot like crap. They
Don't
played
lose
like
game
crap.
2.
They're not losing
Or it could
game
be over
2.
quick.
They're not losing
Oh,
game 2.
sweet.
You know
Sweet.
what? Once again, they just played the crappy Miami Heat, and they
Oh,
blew
they
right
are
through
crappy.
them.
Oh, wow.
And so they're like, oh man,
Wow.
like no shade to Tyler Hero,
Wow.
but it's quite a big difference.
What do you mean no shade? You called his team crappy. That's a lot of shade. And by the way, you're trying to get under Sedano's skin.
Not under my skin. I've
Yeah,
been
you
the
don't
one
care.
saying that they were going to get their ass
You
kicked the
did
whole
say
series.
you thought that it would be an entertaining series.
I mean, they should have gotten at least one, but that was their fault.
All I know is the guy who knows ball around here is the guy who picked Denver over the Clippers.
Ball
End of story.
knowers.
End of story.
Fight on. Are you rooting just like specifically for Brody?
Oh, I love Brody now. I'm a huge Brody fan.
Yeah, but let me tell you, they are monster underdogs right now. The Denver Nuggets. I mean, monster underdogs.
I mean,
in
you're
this
taking
series.
on the number 1 seed, and you're taking on a team that's young and fast and athletic and all these other things. But I'm rooting for Denver. I don't
think
know
it's
if
a
they'll get it.
6-game series, though. I get Jokic gets enough respect from me that at least he gets 2 in that series.
All right.
I feel like we kind of forgot about Denver. Everyone was like going into this year. Everyone's like, we got to beat Denver. Got to beat Denver.
They can. I mean, their 4 guys are awesome when they're playing, and Brody's playing well. Now you got me calling him.
Yes,
Brody.
that's right. He's Brody. That's what he's known as.
Can't he isn't he often like the guy that either they lose a game because of him or they win a game because
Correct.
of him?
Right. We've literally seen that.
Right. In
It's
the last couple of
crazy.
weeks, we've seen it a bunch.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But his energy.
Can we just
when,
double
when
up
he's,
here at this point? Thank
Sure.
you. Yeah.
Wait, listen, you've said it before, and we'll say it again. Top of the hour should be 30 minutes, commercial free.
I think every hour, right?
It
top of
is.
the hour.
It is in the 5 o'clock hour. We should make it in the 4 o'clock hour as well. But the one thing about Brody, when his energy is right, when he is in a good place emotionally, when he likes where he's playing and he likes who he's playing with and he likes the role that he has, Russell Westbrook can still be a very positively impactful player. We didn't see that with the Lakers because he hated playing with LeBron. And he hated
I don't think it
playing.
was just LeBron.
Well, I'm going to start with LeBron, then I'll go down to Frank Vogel, okay? Then I'll go down to Darvin Ham, then I'll go to Anthony Davis. I mean, the list goes on and on. Brody was very unhappy playing with the Lakers.
You know who a good person to ask about Brody is? Ramona. When we
Momo?
have her on at 5, yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like Ramona's.
She was around the Nuggets and Clippers series.
Yeah, and plus she's covered him a lot. I feel like she's always had a lot to say about Brody.
So here's what I'll tell you, Cappy.
All right, tell me.
I think the Cavs are fine still. Although, again, I think it's a real series. That's why I said 7 from the beginning.
I said 6, but maybe
This is
7.
a real series. The Pacers are not to be trifled with.
Trifle. Don't trifle with those Pacers. You don't want to trifle with those fools. I'll tell you that
Rick
right.
Carlisle is a championship coach. The guy's won a title before.
Kenny Atkinson won a title with Golden State as an
As
assistant.
an assistant, that's different. It's not the same.
He still coached a couple games as an interim coach on those championship teams.
That's like Luke Walton did that too. I mean, he's better than Luke Walton by a mile. Don't get
He's
me
also
wrong.
the coach of the year.
That's like
He
telling me
is.
that Darvin Ham is a championship coach because he was a coach on the staff with
Mike
Milwaukee.
Budenholzer and Giannis
Right.
and them. Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
come
the
on.
same. But I think Kenny's a very good coach. So I'm
He's the
not
coach
gonna,
of the year.
I'm not going to besmirch Kenny.
But you didn't vote for him.
The coach
I
of
did
the
not.
year.
I voted for JB. I thought JB was more deserving, but that's fine. Reasonable people can disagree.
Well, Cappy voted for JJ.
I did, and then
Ball
and
knowers.
then after the season, I made him last.
changed it.
Yeah, I went from he's the best coach in the NBA to now I think he's dead last.
So anyway,
Cappy, what do you think about him? What he said about wanting the Lakers to be in championship shape?
Well,
I feel like that was something that would have perked your ears up.
Oh, it perked my ears in a big way. I mean, I thought, and I'm sure you guys have the sound, but when JJ said that, I was like, is he exclusively talking to Luka, or is there somebody else that he wants to maybe let everybody know that they weren't all in great physical condition? Lynn, you want to play it? You got it?
Sure, I got it.
I'll start with the offseason and the work that's required in an offseason to be in championship shape. And, you know, we have a ways to go as a roster. And certainly there are individuals that were in phenomenal shape. There's certainly other ones that could have been in better shape. That's where my mind goes immediately is you know, we have to get in championship shape.
Who is in phenomenal shape?
I mean, LeBron is in
LeBron.
phenomenal shape.
Okay. I would agree. LeBron was in phenomenal shape, 40 years old.
Phenomenal.
Still up and down that
Who
floor.
else on their team would
Phenomenal.
you say is in phenomenal shape? Because I feel like AD was at one point, maybe not towards the latter part of his Lakers tenure.
Okay. I mean, I think now JJ has put it out there for us so that we can look back at the roster and go, okay, we think this guy was in phenomenal shape. I think
They
this guy
didn't
was
play
in okay
that many
shape.
guys at the end, so it was like, I don't know who's not in phenomenal shape.
Right. I can tell you, Dorian Finney-Smith, he's now currently today in phenomenal shape.
I feel like
because of the playoff run he had.
Rui's always seemed like he's
Yeah,
in
he's
pretty
always
good.
looks good to
yeah.
me.
But like,
Although he was banged up, I don't think that was, maybe he didn't have his wind per se, but I thought he looked good at the end of the series.
yeah, and on Austin Reeves too. Although he always is like
I
huffing
don't
and
know.
puffing.
I don't know.
He's always like,
Maybe Austin.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
He exerts a lot of energy on the offensive end. I didn't see much on the defensive end.
I agree.
Yeah, he's kind of slow to get back.
Maybe he's not in championship caliber shape.
Maybe.
He and Luka? Maybe him
it
and
isn't
Luka?
maybe it is Austin too. A
What
little
about
bit.
Shake Milton?
I don't think Shake Milton's in their plans moving
I was
forward.
just looking at the roster.
What do you think, What about Bronny? You think
Bronny's
Bronny's
in phenomenal shape.
Is
I
Bronny
I
in
don't think
phenomenal
Bronny's
shape?
shape is an issue. Yeah.
Oh, you don't think it's an issue?
I think
He was playing both the G League and the.
he could probably like eat a milkshake every day for the rest of his life, and he's still like he's got those genes, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got those LeBron jeans, huh?
Seriously.
No,
Like,
but
you know.
Oh my God!
But should we just, and the way JJ said that, should we all, or let me rephrase the question, does everyone think he was just talking specifically about
No,
Luka?
I think there were other guys. I think Austin could be one of them. Now the more that I think about it, sure.
I'd like to see Austin put on about 10 or 15 pounds.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, I would. I'd like
feel
to
like
see
that'd be-
Austin
Oh,
bulk up.
I don't know about 10 or 15. That's a lot.
I'd like to see him put on some muscle.
Muscle, yeah, but
Maybe,
maybe
yeah.
not like
But
poundage.
look, not everybody looks like LeBron. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
that's what I was
watching the
saying to you
Celtics
about,
now.
about Luka.
I'm watching the Celtics now, and not these guys, but like I remember, like Paul Pierce, and I like Paul a lot. You know, he never looked like LeBron. You know, he didn't look like Kobe or Jordan. Like he was in great shape for him. Like, don't get me wrong, but he didn't have he wasn't like cut and chiseled.
And it just goes to show you a name you mentioned earlier today. You mentioned Charles Barkley in the prime of his career. Charles Barkley was never fit looking. There were
In
times
Phoenix
where
he was, for
there,
sure.
There were times where he lost a couple of pounds and he looked better. He looked like lighter, but Charles did not ever look like Michael Jordan or
Correct.
Karl Malone.
Yeah, right. Karl Malone was built like a brick house.
I mean, Karl Malone had legs for arms.
Right.
So did like KD. But KD looks so fragile. He looks
Yeah, but
fragile
KD's
because
got a
he's
Hooper
so
body
tall.
Yeah,
KD's
KD
got
does-
a Hooper body.
Yeah, he does not have
By the way,
Karl
listen,
Malone
KD needs to go to
guns.
Houston right now. Like, if I am the Houston Rockets, I am picking up the phone and I'm calling whoever the new GM is in Phoenix, because it's not James Jones anymore. They did my guy dirty.
Yeah, they demoted him.
And
Demoted him from what to what?
I don't know what he is. But
From
anyway,
the GM, they
he's like an advisor now or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oy vey. That's like firing him, but
And-
they're
and-
saying, hey, you're still under contract, so we got to come up with something
wait,
for you
the
to do.
guy that they hired literally just got into the NBA 11 months ago. He hasn't even been in the NBA for an entire year.
Yeah, so anyway, long story short, I believe that if I were the Houston Rockets, if I were Raphael Stone, the general manager there, I would call Phoenix and be like, right, I would do that. Yes, I would call. And I would say, hey,
Hey.
What do you want?
Hey, man.
For KD. Hey, man. What
Hey,
do you
man.
want for KD?
Hey, babe. What would you like for KD,
So I'll give
babe?
you Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr. and some picks, and let's call it a day, babe. I'll give you your picks back because you traded them to us during that whole ordeal.
But isn't he
Babe.
kind of old for them, you think?
No, but they just need – that's exactly what they need.
Yeah.
Like, they need a short window. Amen Thompson is going to be a star, okay? That guy, wait till he develops a three-point shot because you saw how easily everybody knows he can't shoot, and yet he was still getting to the rim with incredible ease, okay? And I thought single-handedly was keeping the Rockets within arm's length in that game. And so, like, he's the type of guy you want to play with. He's a defensive stalwart, elite-level defender, incredible athleticism, and can finish at the rim. They just need a guy to bring them home on the scoring front and not be a liability on defense, and KD is certainly that. He's not a liability on defense, and he can score the ball still.
All right, I'm down on KD. You guys are all high on KD.
No,
you guys
I'm
are
high on KD in the right scenario.
Right. I know you are. I'm off KD completely in any scenario.
Why? I feel like you don't like him because you think he's a jerk or something.
I don't.
Why?
I feel the same way I feel about James Harden is the exact same way I feel about Kevin Durant.
But Kevin Durant was a two-time Finals MVP.
yeah.
Come on, Cap.
Yeah, that's not the
Hey,
same.
whoa, hold on a second here.
Come on,
Don't
Cap. Don't do that to me.
Hey, hold on a second here. He was, though what you said is true. I can't deny
He was
facts.
the best player on those Warriors teams.
Right, but those were still Steph's and Draymond's Warrior teams.
Okay, sure.
So
but
he joined
what you
their
don't
team.
want is Kevin Durant being the guy who has to be the rah-rah guy and the leader guy. You want him just to ball.
He's not a heart and soul guy.
And you know what? He went into Houston, or excuse me, he went into Golden State. He balled out, and he was the best player on the floor. He doesn't have to be your leader guy because they had Steph and Draymond, to your point. You go to Houston, Ime Udoka is the leader of that team. Like, there ain't no doubt about that. And I do think that some of those young – Fred VanVleet is like the heart and soul guy on that team. That's why you got to keep him.
Boy, he really let me down yesterday. Come on, Freddie V. Come on.
So you talk about a guy who's won a championship before in Fred VanVleet. Like, he knows what it takes to win 16. So, like, I think you get that group. You're probably going to have to give up Jabari and Jalen, although I don't think they're worried about giving up Jalen. Jabari will probably hurt, but you can find – I mean, if you're playing KD, it doesn't really matter.
Down on KD, down on the whole
Because I think Jabari is going to be good.
Yeah, I'm down on KD. We'll find out. Hey, by the way, just a quick side note.
Reed Shepard, too. You just drafted him.
You're watching Boston and New York. I flipped over. I'm watching the Dodgers and the Marlins. Dodgers with a 3-0 lead, top of the third, 2 outs. Freddie Freeman with a 2-run home run.
Are they here?
No, they're in Miami.
I was just going to say, didn't they just play the Marlins here recently?
Yeah, that's
they
why
play them that quickly.
That's why the game's on at 4:30 in the
that's
afternoon.
right. Yeah,
because they're down in Miami.
Yeah.
Would this be a bad trade for KD if he was to go to the Spurs? Pair him up with Wemby, and then you still have De'Aaron Fox?
And you're giving up, like, Stephon Castle?
Possibly.
And then, like, Vassell. Yeah, I think he'd fit on San Antonio, too. Yeah, I think he'd fit on
you guys are
They
all
need
so
more
bullish on
pieces,
Wemby.
though. Like, I think the Rockets are literally tailor-made for him. Like, literally just take Jabari, take Jalen Green out, put KD, they can win a championship.
Don't agree.
But Cap,
You
you're
get
not
one
a-
pick. Captain gets one pick right. Now all of a sudden he thinks he's a ball.
No, I know. Now I know more ball than everybody. I picked the Nuggets over the Clippers. I know more ball.
Ball knowers.
That's right. That's exactly right.
By the way, the Clippers, like, man, I really thought that they were going to, like, make it to the Western Conference Final.
Well, that's because you don't know ball. See, I tried to explain it to you. You didn't listen to me.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to Ant and the Warriors yet. We got to get to that. But let's do Radio Tinder next. But first, let me tell you about the crazy Hernandez brothers. Cappy's hooked up with them. He
You don't
needed
even
some
understand.
flooring. He's good to go now. You're good to go, Cappy?
Oh, wait. It gets better, George. The customer service. This is not something we've talked about necessarily. We talk about the great prices, okay? Now I've got Steven Hernandez on a group chat with Rachel.
Oh.
Because, George, I can't be the middleman.
Yeah.
Because here's the one thing.
No,
Steven,
yeah. You're not good at being the middleman.
Here's what Steven said to me. He said to me, he was sending me pictures. He goes, do you like this carpet? I go, yeah, I like it. He goes, no, I don't want you to like it. I want you to love it.
There you go.
I
Did
said,
you love
well,
it?
I said, well, Steven, the only way for me to love it is to have Rachel love it, so you deal with her.
Yeah.
So now, George, you talk about customer service.
Right.
That's Steven.
Yeah. So the crazy Hernandez brothers, call them Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, 866-62-FLOOR. That's 866-62-FLOOR. go to the web. You can find them there as well, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. So, look, man, whether you need flooring in your home, your rental, or even your ADU, you're good to go. Look, they're taking care of Cappy. They'll take care of you. You know what drives me crazy, though? Those big box national retail stores pretending to give you a deal by marking up the price to just mark it down. Come on, man. Nobody's an idiot. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, legitimately family run, the crazy Hernandez brothers. Papi Hernandez started it all in the 70s. You got Mom working there, the cousins, the nephews, the nieces, everybody. Authentic old school TLC and actual wholesale pricing year-round. No bogus sales, no gimmicks, just the best price from the start. And that's why I say it and I mean it. No sale beats wholesale. Hardwood, laminate, tile, vinyl, carpet, you name it, they got it. Over 5 million square feet in stock in their inventory. 2 locations, Commerce, Santa Ana, both warehouses like the size of 5 football fields. It's unbelievable. You can see it, touch it, and take it home with you on the same day. It's just huge, okay? Especially when you're trying to finish a project fast. So call them at 866-62-FLOOR, 866-62-FLOOR, and check this out. Refer a friend, and both of you get 10% off your next flooring purchase. It's why first responders, designers, contractors, builders all shop here because they know the crazy Hernandez brothers are going to take care of you. And if you find a better price, Hernandez will match it, no questions asked. Head down to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round because no sale beats wholesale, homeboy. Check it out at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah, tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game, avnergatt.com.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? With a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. Brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GAR-001292. GAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Sedano Kap. Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. First, shout out, he turns 80 years old. From MTV News fame, we all grew up watching Colonel Oder. Before those Beavis and Butthead episodes, happy 80th birthday. We're playing the Boy Meets World theme because today Danielle Fishel. Topanga turns 44.
Wow.
We saw her at the Kings game. She was beating the drum the same night that Marty McSorley was. That gutless bum, Marty McSorley.
Stop
I
it.
wonder if he still wants to kick Cappy's ass. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, FLOOR. Or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, Finney Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. So, Cappy, back here at the downtown LA studios.
Back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Me and DeAndre and Sedano, when he was walking back in here, we're looking at some of these Met Gala fits.
Yep.
Are you paying attention to any of this on your timeline right now?
Not really.
Really?
No, I would like to see what's going on. I know LeBron can't go because of his knee.
I know. And
when the series ended and the Lakers got knocked out, that's when LeBron started limping.
Really, Cap?
I mean, is that not true?
I mean, considering what he did, I feel like.
I mean, he played pretty well, Cappy.
I'm not downing on him playing. I'm just saying that when they lost, he started limping.
So if you go on Twitter or X and just look up like hashtag Met Gala.
Okay.
People are now just starting to arrive. You're familiar with the Met Gala, right, Cap?
I am. Uh-huh.
So even though nobody really knows what they do at the inside of the actual Met Gala, and DeAndre really wants to go to it someday. He said, we got to find a way to get me in there. And I'm like, you know how prestigious it is to get an invite there? Even like LeBron. I think this might have been like, I don't know, he was like chosen to be an ambassador there, so it was a big deal for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want to know, like, what are your thoughts on the Met Gala? Do you care about these outfits at all? Do you ever get caught up in the fashion, or is it just something that you don't pay attention to?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for Russell Westbrook a few years ago at the Met Gala, I would never have come up with my first Mandy's outfit. The one with the flowered suit with the cool hat and the glasses, no shirt. I mean, that was all inspired by Russell Westbrook at the Met Gala. I'm seeing Joe Burrow at the Met Gala looking very, like, stylish but not overdone. So, like, a double-breasted kind of suit with a white shirt that's unbuttoned about 3 down. Nice necklace, cool hair, cool sunglasses. So that looks kind of good. Lewis Hamilton, the race car driver.
I think he looks fly.
I think he looks fly, too. I don't know what military organization he belongs to, but the medals on the chest are pretty cool.
Cappy,
you know?
check out Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, you know I love her. Cappy. You know I love Megan Thee
so
Stallion. You know I love her.
I love all of the crazy outfits, but, like, then you got, like, Diana Ross. Like, she's got, like, this 30-foot-long train.
Oh, damn.
She's probably one of the only people that could pull that off because she's
Damn.
Diana Ross.
Megan Thee, girl, you are bringing your A game tonight. Damn.
See, I would love to do, maybe next year for the Met Gala, we can do, like, we could do, like, a commentary, running commentary, like as if you're Joan Rivers on the red carpet.
Can we talk? Who are you wearing? Megan Thee Stallion, who are you? Yeah, I mean, we can do that.
Okay.
DeAndre, you don't know nothing about no Joan Rivers. I'll tell you that right now.
I do not know, but I was cracking up back
Wait,
here.
you don't know who Joan Rivers is?
I do
He's
not know.
way too young for that.
Look, here's Prince Charles. Look at those ears. They're like satellite dishes. Can we talk?
Whoa.
George, do you want to go to the Met Gala? Like, if you got an invite, would you go?
Oh, if I got an invite, sure. But if not, no.
Would you dress crazy, or would you just go, like, regular, like, tuxedo?
I don't know if I'd dress crazy, but maybe I would spice it up a tiny bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn. Megan Thee Stallion, girl. Ooh, I don't know how you got into that thing, but it's good. It's real good.
You're saying the dress?
Yeah.
Yes. It looks great.
She looks amazing.
What's next, Liz?
All right, so what's next is Mike Tirico was forced to rush out of the Kentucky Derby coverage due to a severe nut allergy, like right before he was supposed to go on the air. He went into anaphylactic shock and could not call the Kentucky Derby. So I wanted to ask you guys, have you ever had like a medical emergency or something like that?
No, thankfully, never.
Never interrupted
I didn't know
you?
he had a nut allergy.
Yeah, yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
You didn't know that he missed the broadcast as a result?
I tuned in maybe as I basically turned it on right as they were going to the out of the stalls into the starting line.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I didn't watch any of the pre-coverage.
Yeah, and I had heard Tirico.
And then I won 2 exactas that I had. I mean, I had a lot of different bets out there, but I won 2 exactas with Sovereignty on.
Really, you had Sovereignty to beat journalism.
Well, my buddy Chris Felica, the Bear.
Okay.
He and I are on a group chat together on a group chat for some other stuff.
Okay.
And he sent me his bets, and I played his bets, and I won a few bucks.
You know who else won a few bucks on betting on Sovereignty? Riz.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah? So I had basically all my bets were either on Sovereignty winning or journalism winning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had Sovereignty on a couple.
I'll bet you George knows more about horse racing than Riz knows in his little pinky.
Well,
finger.
definitely not horse
The
racing.
horse. George probably knows more about gambling than Riz will ever know in his lifetime.
No, probably not.
In his little pinky finger, he knows more.
But I got the Bear in my group chat, so I'm good.
That helps.
I mean, he
helps a lot.
He knows more about gambling than anyone I know. That's for sure.
So yeah, Tirico
Mike Tirico.
He forgot his EpiPen.
Wow, I'm glad. I mean, he's okay, I presume.
Yeah.
He's already out doing an interview. I think he was on the Today Show this morning explaining what happened to him.
He said he was very embarrassed about it.
Oh
but
my
it's like,
gosh.
why be embarrassed about that? Things
Well,
because
he told the story. He was like, "Hey, listen, you know how sometimes when you're in media, he's like, you don't want to have like a full meal before you go on the air,
right?
So you kind of walk around and you just pick and choose little snacks." He goes, and I just didn't realize that I'd eaten a nut, didn't have my EpiPen. Next thing you know, I'm off the broadcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has anything like that ever happened to you, Cap?
Wow. No, thankfully not. I mean, seriously, like 20 plus years on NFL sidelines, and never one time did I get like sick before. Or my biggest nightmare was not making it in time.
So the only thing that came close, one time I did a Celtics game. This was years ago, and I lost my voice.
Ooh.
I was going to ask that next.
Yeah, I lost my voice, and it was who were the head coaches? It was Brad Stevens. And it was a Dallas game, so it was it Kidd already, or was it It was probably Carlisle. And they were so nice about, like, I literally had to, on the microphone, like, whisper into their ears because you could. I was, like, talking like this.
Oh, no. Sucks. Were you on TV or radio?
Man. On television.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah. And then it was Blazers. It was Terry Stott because Dame, they won the game. Portland won the game, and Dame was also kind enough. I told him, I've lost my voice. He's like, we're good. And at that point, people are trickling out, so it's not as hard to hear me. But imagine those coaches' interviews in-game while people are going nuts, and in those timeouts, there's also some music blaring and all sorts of crap happening. Yeah, it was. That was probably the closest thing, I would say, for me.
Nothing for you, Cappy? Never lost your voice?
Thankfully, I never got sick like that. Thankfully, I never had to miss a broadcast. Worst thing that ever happened to me was I was in the middle of a report one time, and I could not come up with the right word. I was talking about dehydration. Oh, this guy's dehydrated. They had to take him back to the locker room, and they had to feed him with, I couldn't come up with the word intravenous.
Oh.
Right. And I was like, they're giving him that stuff. Kevin, back to you. And Harlan was like, thanks for that world-class report, Scott. Thank you. Award-winning sideline journalist Scott Kaplan, who could not come up with intravenous.
I'm on with Sedano.
And Scott.
Yeah, he then threw in and Scott. He was like, do you go by Scott or do you go by Cab? I'm not exactly sure what they call you now.
I think he was confused there, like you were with intravenous.
I couldn't get intravenous out.
Yeah. Well, in this case, the guy was trying to get it in.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, that's Radio Tinder. Cappy, let's talk Prize Picks. I don't know what you played yet, but listen, if you want action in the state of California, Prize Picks is the place to be. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. It's as simple as more or less. There's a stat line for every individual player in every sport imaginable, and you bundle a couple together. You go more or less on those. You bundle them together, and you can win some cold, hard cash.
But let's talk about today. Let's talk about, you know what today is, George? You have any idea what today is?
Cinco de Mayo.
See. So today on Prize Picks, when you download the Prize Picks app and you use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y, down at the bottom, you're going to see a little tab that says promos.
Mm-hmm.
Click on that, and today you're going to find out about the Cinco Boosts. You want to know what that is?
Yeah, go ahead.
It means that you can get a 10% higher payout when you play the boost.
Oh, okay.
So you can play NBA boost, you can play NHL boost, you can play soccer, you can play esports. It's all available for you. So click the promos tab down at the bottom of the page. While you're there, oh, by the way, don't forget about the Takes Two tickets promotion where you can win the VIP trip to the ship. So when you create a $5 3-pick flex NBA lineup during the playoffs, every lineup is an entry for your chance to win those VIP courtside seats at the ship, and it's 5 entries a day for a max. Now, George, as for today, I played very simply, and I went out on a big limb. It's a $5 play to win $150. Fernando Tatis to hit a home run, Aaron Judge to hit a home run, and Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run.
Shohei Ohtani.
I've got 3 guys to hit home runs. They're all demon plays. If it hits, which is going to be very hard, $5 to win $150. Download that Prize Picks app and use that code Cappy.
Prize Picks, run your game. Ramona at 5. Coming up next, I want to get into this Brock Purdy saga that's going on with the Niners and also get into Ant versus the Warriors. Can he slay another king in Steph, the greatest shooter of all time? That's next.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland, tomorrow at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
Like, verb is like a big word now. You know what else is? This game is drunk. They said it multiple times during the Kings game. Who started this game is drunk?
Me.
You started this game is drunk?
That for years.
Have you really?
Yeah.
You know the thing.
You were the originator of this game is drunk?
And you know what else? You know what else?
What?
I invented the internet.
Oh!
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority. NextGen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen is the absolute best in the biz with thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Clogged drain? No problem. Call NextGen today to book your $88 drain cleaning. That's right. For just $88, you'll receive a professional drain cleaning to keep your home flowing smoothly all season long. Call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN for your $88 drain cleaning.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXTGen.
Hey, John Ireland here. Laker fans, meet Pro Baller Energy, the official energy drink of the Lakers. It's a natural, healthier alternative packed with ultra-premium ingredients like organic agave, electrolytes, biotin, essential B vitamins, natural caffeine, and it's NSF Sports certified. It fights fatigue, sharpens focus, and supports your immune system, so you stay locked in longer without the crash. Grab the limited edition Lakers can and rep the team in style. Pro Baller Energy. Champions choose clear energy.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon on this World Tuna Day on Cinco de Mayo. World Tuna Day. And on this day, May 5th, back in 1979, the #1 hit, Peaches and Herb, reunited. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
And it feels so good, Captain.
Sure does. I missed you on Friday in a big way. Matter of fact, at one point during the evening, I was at the concert.
We FaceTimed you.
I know, and Trudell was FaceTiming me. And I'm like, hey, Trudell, I know the bit, bro.
So then why didn't you answer?
Because I was in the middle of a concert. It was super loud.
Well,
it wasn't
we wanted to see
work.
if you were with Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't with Ireland by then, at that point. By the way, Ireland on Friday was wearing a light gray Travis Matthews quarter zip, right? And I saw him on the YouTube channel. And on the same day, I was wearing the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. So I took it off thinking he might still be wearing his. If we both show up wearing the same thing, gosh, are we going to look stupid? Yeah. Took mine off, thank goodness, because he was still wearing his.
Right.
You know?
Well, there you go.
I don't want to look like that.
Cappy.
Yep.
I think Ant-Man is going to steal the Warriors' soul like he did to the Lakers, too.
It's certainly a possibility. I mean, after what I saw him do to the Lakers, and in particular what I saw him do to LeBron James defensively, I could see it. I mean, I could definitely see Minnesota winning the series. I feel like I'm rooting for Golden State because I kind of like the old guy story and the like
old
one
guy
more,
story.
yeah, like the one more shot.
Well, you can relate.
Well, right. I mean, listen. I mean, look. When George Foreman made his comeback in boxing and he was over 40 years old, I rooted like hell for him.
Right.
You know, so I'm rooting for Steph.
He did have a good fight against Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Steph. I'm rooting for Draymond. Jimmy Butler is now considered an older guy. He's kind of closer to
35.
40. Yeah. I'm rooting for Steve Kerr. But I love Anthony Edwards. And I loved it. Listen, it was against the Lakers, so I didn't love that. But I loved what that team did.
I mean, Anthony Edwards is perfect for this league in the sense of if you're looking at your next generation of stars, right, and he's certainly going to be included in this, Wembanyama, et cetera, blah, 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 SGA, he's like perfect because he is incredibly likable and like just so raw. Like he doesn't like he says things, and sometimes he's gonna say things that are gonna that are not gonna be appropriate because he curses. But I think that's super relatable. I think everybody curses. We don't curse on this show because we can't. But if we could, we'd curse a lot more. We'd sound a lot more like Anthony Edwards.
We did on YouTube when we were YouTube only.
Yeah. So I just think he's incredibly relatable. He's got this unbelievable athleticism. He really has worked on his game. I mean, he wasn't a shooter coming into the league, and he hit more threes than anybody this year. And he can get to the rim whenever he wants. He plays defense at a hell of a high level, as you talked about, and he does it all with a big smile on his face. Like, he is just a joy to watch.
But moreover, and I like that, and that's kind of a new word I've been really trying to incorporate into my vocabulary. Moreover is a transitional word. Moreover, he's fearless. He's
there's no doubt.
Absolutely fearless.
Yeah.
And I actually, sadly, got to like him more watching him put his paws all over LeBron. And while LeBron is looking for a referee to save him, 23-year-old Anthony Edwards is like, hey, man, it's my time, old man. Your time has come and gone. And I'm here to tell you and show you physically that it's about a young man's game, not an old man's game.
But I love that Ant is like this country kid from Atlanta who's got, he doesn't have like the most polish in the world. Like, I think all that stuff is super relatable. And then you look at a guy like SGA on the other side. He's like Mr. Cool, right? Mr. Cool Canadian. His teammates, both of them, their teammates love them. Like, you can just see, DeAndre, you see it. Like, those guys that play with those two guys love those guys.
And it helps that they can play off of them too, because they'll be able to create, they create opportunities for others on the floor.
They empower those guys. There's no doubt about it. And I think that goes a long way too. I think Haliburton has a little bit of that too with the Pacers, although I just don't think the Pacers are as good as the Timberwolves and the Thunder. But he has some of that to him as well. Relatable, fun, funny, just like a regular dude, but happens to play in the NBA. I think all those guys have a little bit of that. So it's interesting to see in this kind of transition playoffs, as I like to call it, how these guys continue to kind of evolve.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards, though, one of the most likable things that he did, and I may not have loved it because, again, the Lakers were on the receiving end of it, but I'll bet you all of America loved it, is watching him the night that the Timberwolves knocked out the Lakers.
When he walked over from the arena to the Ritz-Carlton.
He leaves from the arena. He walks right across L.A. Live. He got his boys all around him, and he is just having a great time about how many people said Lakers in 5. And then he looked at everybody and said, and when we got to 5, what'd they say after that? Oh, Lakers in 7. Like, everybody doubted us, and here we are. We just knocked you guys out on your home floor. It was, just that makes him likable. Again, maybe not to Laker fans, but certainly to the masses.
But I think that, it's interesting. Now, I think Golden State is a little better prepared to play against Minnesota than the Lakers were, just simply based on Draymond Green and his availability and willingness to do all the little things and bang with all the bigs. I still just don't think they have enough bodies. Looney will play sparingly, right? We even saw a little Trace Jackson Davis in this last series. I just don't think they have enough. I still think Minnesota can overwhelm them at times, too. Maybe not so much like they did the Lakers, but they can overwhelm them. And I would love to see Ant match up against Jimmy Butler because I think that's the guy. Like, if I'm Minnesota, if I'm Chris Finch, I'm looking at Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards guarding Jimmy Butler. And I'm looking at, Dante DiVincenzo and maybe a little Ant, too, on Steph, right? In regards to Draymond, like, you want Rudy to body him, you want Nas to body him, you want those guys to body him. But I think Minnesota wins a much tighter series. I think this one could go the distance, but I just think they have the better roster overall.
Yeah, if Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed, and Dante DiVincenzo all play the way they did against the Lakers, and obviously Rudy Gobert had the one big game, Game 5, but if what I'll call the role players, even though they're generally the starting guys, if those guys play the way they played against the Lakers, chances are the age, the transition in the season to Jimmy Butler, the 7-game series in the first round, all of those factors will work against Golden State, would be my guess.
My question is that knowing how the Lakers were in the series against the Timberwolves, they struggled really hard as far as on the glass, on the rebounding. Knowing that Golden State goes smaller ball lineup with Draymond Green. And honestly, the Rockets, I'm surprised that they didn't punish them more inside. I know Şengün missed a lot of gimmies.
I think the biggest difference is it was basically Buddy Hield had that monster Game 7 because Steven Adams was nullified because Hield was able to hit all those shots.
So with that being said, did the Timberwolves have the better advantage in this series, knowing that they got guys and knock down those shots, and obviously Rudy Gobert, seeing what he did against the Lakers in rebounding, and no one expected him to go with 20-20 game.
Yeah,
does that play into a factor into this series, knowing that the Warriors have struggled rebounding against the Rockets?
A little bit, a little bit. I think it plays into it. I just think that the Warriors can still hit shots, right? Whether it's Curry, whether it's Hield, whether it's Podziemski. I think, and Jimmy obviously brings an element of shot making, even though he's not a 3-point shooter, getting to the line, slowing the game down. Here's a small little thing before we go to break, and we got to run here. Jimmy Butler, every time he goes to Minnesota, he has not had good games. Okay, ever since he got traded from Minnesota, he has not had good games there. So that is just like a small little detail to watch, okay, over the course of this series. And it may not matter because it's playoff time and he's just a different beast at this time. Hey, real quick, LAX, man. People Mover trains are rolling in early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments into improving your travel journey. The new trains will quickly move guests between all the terminals, the new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, kiss and fly lot, all in 10 minutes or less. And they depart every 2 minutes when they open next year in early 2026. To learn more, go to the website, lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/ESPN. Ramona's next.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun and excitement? You got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling social casino games anytime, anywhere, like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Get in the action. Play now for a chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
At the Home Depot, we know Mother's Day is a big deal. So what are you working on for Mom this year? With a little help from the Home Depot, you can help create a space just for her. We have a wide variety of patio sets and outdoor furniture that will make the perfect gift for Mom. Just add a few hanging baskets for a pop of color and texture for the perfect finishing touch. Shop outdoor furniture, flowers, gifts, and more for Mother's Day. In-store and online at the Home Depot.
Get a taste of that winning feeling before the buzzer even sounds with ESPN Bet's early victory promo. Simply place a pregame moneyline bet on any NBA playoff game, and if the team you back goes up by 20 or more points at any point in the game, you get paid out early. Available throughout the NBA playoffs at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes nonstop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Beep-ba-da-bum. Yeah.
Do-da-da-bum.
Boom-ba-da-bum. Yeah. Take it down. Boom-ba-da-bum. Bring it up a little bit.
Ding-ba-da-bum.
A little more. Come on. Bing-ba-da-bum. Yeah, come on. Boom-ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bop. Ding-da-da-bum. Yeah. All right. 5 o'clock, and that means commercial-free Sedano and Cap.
Yeah.
Georgie boy.
I know. It's going to be fun.
Is Momo on the line?
They are efforting to get her at the moment.
Because I saw a post of hers recently, I want to say on Instagram, and she kind of made it seem like, here's what my life has been in the last 7 days, and girlfriend has been schlepping all over the country for NBA
listen,
games.
it is time to work, Cappy. Okay?
I understand. I get grind time.
This
I
is
do.
time to work, okay?
I do.
Ain't nobody at this time of the year in the NBA not working. So that means, you know, everybody's putting in the work, all right? The little sweat equity, as they call it. And Ramona's no different. That's why she was, as you called it, schlepping back and forth between Denver and L.A.
Yeah, well, maybe Momo, you there?
I'm here.
All right, do me a favor, because I was telling George, I saw your post about all the schlepping you were doing. Give us a rundown as to where you, over the last, call it 5, 6, 7 days, where you been.
Well, I started off Saturday from Burbank Airport. There's a direct flight that goes right from Burbank to Denver, so that was perfect. And
we prefer LAX around here. I don't know if you know.
I know, but I live in the Valley.
Home away from home.
I mean, look, when I gotta go to LAX, I go to LAX, but it's 20 minutes for me to go to Burbank. So, and then I stopped and got one of those Guy Fieri breakfast burritos. You know, it's like when you travel, you got to do those little things, right? So I was eating on that thing like the whole day because it's giant, right? Then I got to Denver. I think what I do is early games. So I think I just got to my hotel room and changed, maybe did a hit with ESPN 10 cent. You know, they have this China station. Yeah.
Wait,
and
Dave,
the girl
I don't know.
Oh my God, Kathy,
I don't know.
we need to get you on 10 cent because I did one of those during one of my games. We need to get Cappy on 10 cent because here's the thing: when you do it, Ramona, I'm guessing it will be very similar. When I've done it, so they will ask you the question. You will they will ask the question first in Mandarin. Then they will ask you in English. You will then respond, and then they will translate to the audience back in Mandarin. So you're just sitting there kind of as the reporter is translating, just kind of, you do the TV
you
thing.
Just kind of nod. You nod
you're
forever.
nodding. Right. You look at the reporter. you look back at the camera. You're nodding.
But wait, what's it called? ESPN what?
10 cent, which is their ESPN. ESPN has a deal with 10 cent, which is the Chinese sports, Chinese sports network.
Okay, I didn't know this, and the way you stopped, you're like, I didn't know that, and so I guess most other people probably know. Okay, so you did a hit with ESPN 10 cent. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but we need to get you on 10 cent.
Okay, I'd love to.
Yeah. So I did 10 cent, then I covered the game and it was Game 7. It was kind of a dud game, right? It was interesting for a quarter, and then the Denver just blew them out. And I did a post-game Sports Center hit. I worked the Nuggets locker room. I was already kind of thinking well, I'm just going to go straight to Oklahoma City because the next game is on Monday. So it's already Saturday night. You can't really fly home for 12. I mean, you can fly home for 12 hours, but it's kind of a lot of schlepping, as you would say.
Right.
So I came to Oklahoma City yesterday, and I made it just in time. I'm going to do a story on Lou Dort at some point.
Oh,
and I made it just
robbed.
in time. Yes, to go to Thunder practice and catch him after practice and then sit with him for 45 minutes. I was fresh off the plane, hopped in an Uber. The guy just took me straight over there, right? Sat and talked to Lou first. So, I mean, it's very much I've just been caring about one series and now I have to jump into another one.
All right.
And then I had some free time. I was okay, I got to write an advance for tomorrow. So I can bust that out, but
Cappy, you know what an advance
yoga,
is, right, Cappy?
I'm guessing that you're hot yoga. Yeah, I'm familiar with hot yoga.
In advance of the game.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Advance of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told my editor, I said, okay, let me get you something before I land, go to the hotel. I'll just bust something out real fast. It's Jokic and SGA, 2 MVP favorites. We'll just do a quick 1,000 words. And if I finish in time, I can go to a hot yoga class at 5 o'clock in Oklahoma City. So I did. I finished in time somehow.
Yeah.
And I went to some, studio here. I just found them. I used ChatGPT. I said, can you find me a hot yoga class in Oklahoma City near where I'm staying? And they said, yes. And they gave me 3 different options. It was great. And had a great, nice long walk back from the hot yoga class to my Ambassador Hotel here in Oklahoma City, and then watched the Warriors game.
Yeah. You go to Mahogany?
And then at the end,
you go to Mahogany for
I
dinner?
I did not because I kind of had to stay in the room because Brian Windhorst asked me to do the Hoop Collective afterwards.
Which was very good today,
was
by the way, Momo. I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you got to do Mahogany. You can't go to OKC and not go to Mahogany.
No, but here was my big thing. So Windhorst asked me to be on the Hoop Collective. And I know that I'm the sub because Tim Bontemps is out. He just had a baby. Well, he didn't have the baby. His wife did.
Yes.
Okay, so he's on paternity leave for a couple weeks here.
Right.
So I'm like the sub, right? And and it's late at night. It's 11:30. I was like, this is my off night. I could totally go. There's a rooftop bar at my hotel. I could go to Mahogany. We could go to a good dinner in OKC, but
Oh, I know where you're staying over the rooftop
I'm going to be
bar.
on the late night.
Yeah.
You know where I'm staying, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I can't drink if I'm going to go be on this podcast. It's YouTube. I mean, you can't.
Why not? It would be more fun that way.
Would be funny.
Why is it so late? Why is the podcast being
we
recorded
got to
so
do
late?
it after the game. We
Yeah, but
wanted
can't
to
they-
do it after the game.
Post-game,
so
bro.
we're going to talk about it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
So I'm literally in my room at 11:30, and I'm like, man, I could go to bed right now. The rooftop bar is still open, but it's going to close pretty soon. There's like one drink to be had, but it's not going to happen, because we're going to still talk to Bontemps. I mean, it's not Bontemps, McMahon and Windhorse in the middle of the night, right? And then we wrapped that up, and I went to bed, and I kind of got up in the morning, and I went to Thunder Shoot Around, which is kind of, went out and listened to Case and Wallace or something, Yeah, I did a bunch of 3 different hits for, some Sports Center, some ESPN Australia. You talk to this guy, Kane. He's in Australia. You're like,
Do they
hey,
interpret there
what's up,
also?
mate?
No, they speak English, guys.
Oh, they do. That's English?
No, they
Okay.
speak English.
All right,
Yeah.
got it.
And he's delightful. And then, I had a lot of, I don't know, you have some downtime, so I decided I don't have time to really work out because I already have my hair and makeup on.
Mhm.
So I'm going to walk from my hotel all the way to the arena, which was 2 miles. So that was my workout today.
All right. Well, listen, here's the thing. And that's,
feel like I'm caught up.
No, wait, but you definitely are caught up. But we need.
Was that interesting for you? I don't know if it was interesting.
For me, it was. I found it interesting.
We need to get Cappy on 10 Cent because I think if we get Cappy on 10 Cent, he'll say the crazy thing and he can become the Stephen A. Smith of China.
Oh, no doubt. No
you
doubt.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Oh, you know what? I left out one very important thing, okay?
Yeah.
So I really like Oklahoma City. I'm like one of the people who likes coming here.
Yeah, it's nice.
I find it
It's
to be
fine.
It's a good town. And I now know that they have hot yoga here, which I could do. And I got my, I'm into my celery juice in the morning, and I get my, my smoothie or whatever.
How about your
to
nut
help me.
milk?
They have nut milk galore, whatever kind of nut milk you like,
Galore.
cashew
Look
or,
at that.
almond, macadamia. I found all of it. This morning on the place I was ordering from my Postmates, they had an activated charcoal chlorophyll drink. I was like, whoa. You can get everything here now.
Wow. Oklahoma City. Sounds like they've
Activated
gone Hollywood.
charcoal.
Not your granddad's Oklahoma City.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Wow. They've gone Hollywood is what they've done.
They've gone Hollywood in OKC.
Yeah. Seriously, when they've got the
Yeah.
activated charcoal, whatever the hell that was you were drinking. Yeah.
Chlorophyll. It's called magic water. And I looked, I was like, it looks like all the things that should be good for me while I'm traveling. Okay, let's do it.
So Cappy, my goal, and I will do my best, and I think Ramona will help. Will try to help too. I think our goal is to get you on 10 Cent before one of these games.
I want to
next
do it.
year.
And by the way, here's another thing.
Yeah.
When
We'll start with you know what we should do? Like if they're there for like a preseason game. That's
no,
like a
how
good
about
one.
this? Just do it during the NFL season when I can actually talk about something I know about.
Yeah, but I
And
don't
here's the
know
thing.
if they're like they love the NBA. Like,
okay,
you know what I mean?
They love the NBA.
Yeah.
But let me just throw this idea at you. So when I speak in English, and then the interpreter says everything I said in English in Mandarin, you know that I don't trust interpreters, right?
Okay.
Like I've talked about this before. I do not trust interpreters.
I didn't know this.
Because a lot of times what will happen is a guy will say something like, watch Ohtani, he'll speak in Japanese for a long time, and then the interpreter will be like, he said yes. Like, wait, no, he just spoke for like 30
I will
seconds.
say this: when I speak in these interview settings, the translation is definitely longer than whatever it is.
Okay,
I said.
so what
Yes.
I'm saying to you is this:
But
when
they
I
have
speak,
a lot more things that mean
Listen,
words.
I think the woman who does this for ESPN,
She's amazing.
For ESPN China,
Betty
her name
Zhu.
is Betty.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And she has. There was one point though. I talk a lot. Okay.
No.
And there was one point
No.
where I was in the middle of my answer and I sort of forgot that she was trying to remember everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I just kept going, and she kind of looked at me like,
Hey, wrap it up.
Yeah, really.
That's really funny.
Right.
But Ramona, I know you like to talk a lot, but this is a lot. I'm going to be here for 10 minutes
Right.
trying to
Hey,
translate.
I am kind of a genius, but even I have my limits.
right, but here's the thing. I just want to say
By the
this.
way, that must have been hilarious.
Oh yeah, Yenta Shelburne is speaking. But Ramona, what I'd like to do is when they interpret my English into Mandarin, I'm going to hold up my phone. I'm going to be on Google Translator, and I'm going to see if they actually interpret what I say. So that if they don't get it exactly right, I'll be like, hold on 1 second, hold on. That's not exactly what I said. To clarify, what I said was LeBron should have retired last year. Can you tell them that? Like something like that. Does that make sense?
Happy.
What?
Yeah, I know, but you don't care that much.
Yeah, what do you care? You're going to be a star in
Right.
China.
Hey, when I become the Stephen A. of China, I want to make sure that my words are being accurately described, okay?
All right, Ramona, let's talk about basketball here.
Okay, hoops talk.
Yes.
Let's go.
Ball knowers. Oh, that's right. She hasn't heard that drop before. That's a new thing. Ramona is here, so she's a ball knower.
Ball knowers.
Exactly. So that's why we bring her on, because she's a ball knower.
Yeah.
So
she knows ball.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to say nothing. You know?
Well, wait a second. Did you pick the
only
Clippers?
safe play for me there.
Did you pick the Clippers to win, or did you pick the Nuggets to win?
I picked the Nuggets in 7.
Okay, then you know ball, like me.
I was one of 3. I was one of 3 ESPN experts.
Right.
I also
you, and who
You're
else?
also on a
Rockets in
limb with
7,
the
so
you're
I
on a
missed
limb
that
with the
one.
Warriors right now too.
You know why I did? Because I picked against the Warriors in every series, and I said, screw it. I'm just going to pick the Warriors this time because they keep, winning. So I just switched.
Yeah.
The ESPN experts are 11 in favor of Minnesota, and
I know,
one
and me.
That's
and
Ramona.
on an
She's the
island
one.
by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I picked Houston in the first series, Houston in 7, and I picked Memphis.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to
picked
stop
Memphis?
picking against the Warriors. I thought they almost won that game. The first game, the play-in game, they almost won.
Wait, but you picked them against. You didn't pick them against OKC.
No. In that play-in game.
Oh,
against
yeah,
Dallas?
the play-in
Yeah.
game. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I was like, whoa, what happened there?
Yeah,
You've
that
been
was the
drinking way
magic
too
water
much
I drank
charcoal.
before I
She
did
would not be a
that.
ball knower. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
The charcoal got to her brain.
I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that the Clippers lost the series when Aaron Gordon's dunk went through the hoop.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
You're not buying it, though.
No, I thought Denver should have won that game anyway, and they kind of let it. They were up by 20, and they sort of took their foot off the gas. I thought Westbrook won the series for him. I thought he was the difference in the series. Like, I mean, look, it's a supporting cast. It's Christian Brown and it's Aaron Gordon and everybody. But the difference in the series is that one team had Westbrook, who never runs out of energy, and the other team just like died on the court after the first quarter. Like the Clippers had no juice, and Westbrook has all the juice. And I think it's, you love him, hate him, get exacerbated with him, whatever you feel about Russell Westbrook, that dude brought it. That dude gave him, he said afterwards, he had one of the great Westbrook quotes of all time. He goes, my job is to be a force of nature out there. And sometimes that's going to be a missed 3. Sometimes it's going to be a made 3. Sometimes it's going to be a turnover. Sometimes it's going to be a steal. It's all of it. You just got to live with it and roll with it. Was this shocking self-awareness that I didn't know that he necessarily had? But, what he does is he is a force of nature. He plays with his hair on fire. And in a Game 7 when nobody had much left after that series, he did.
And not only did he have a lot left, which, helped bring Denver home, but the emotion that Brody showed thereafter, which was, and you tell me, because I know he did not like playing for the Lakers, and I know he was happy to get out from underneath the Lakers. It seemed like he was happy to go to the Clippers because in one way he could kind of stick it to the Lakers, but it didn't really seem like it worked out that well with the Clippers either. There was like this emotional outburst from Russell Westbrook that was like sticking it to the Clippers. Why was he so angry-ish towards the Clippers?
Well, it started off well for him with the Clippers, but it didn't end that great. They didn't bring him back, and I think he brings you all the good initially, and then I think sometimes it wears on people because he wears on people, and some of the deficits the negatives start outweighing the positives, right? And so I think he felt some kind of way about how they let him go, and I think he would have liked to be back in LA. His family's from here. He's his kids, and he was at home, and so it felt good to be wanted by Denver. Denver certainly needs him. He's problematic for the Nuggets too. We remember that Minnesota game. I know that was, just total. I've never seen one player do more to lose a game in 30 seconds as Russell Westbrook did at the end of that game.
Although there was that LeBron game against Chicago earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, there was that one, too.
Yeah.
True, LeBron did that, too. But I felt like, he wore it as welcome with the Clippers, and I think he had a good reason to want to stick it to him, right? And, I was the reporter post-game asking him all about it. I go, after Game 1, I asked you if you thought it was disrespectful how they were daring you to shoot three-pointers and beat them that way. And he said, well, let's talk about that after we take care of business and win the series. So I brought it up again. I said, okay, so now that you won the series, can you want to talk about it? And, we have this cheat code. We get the stats and information guys, And they had this incredible stat that was the Clippers gave him 9 feet of room every time he touched the ball from 3. Like, literally, there was no one within 9 feet of him. They were, please shoot the 3, because the guy is a career 30% three-point shooter. In that series, he made 42%. He shot better from 3 than Steph Curry did in that series.
Wow.
And, that I don't know. I think Oklahoma City will do the same thing. They know him better than anyone. They will dare him to beat them as well. And that's just playing the numbers. Like, there's got to be a regression to the mean at some point. But let's see if he wins him a game or two here.
All right. By the way, George, all of your ESPN NBA colleagues, including Ramona and McMiniman and everybody else, 11-0. In other words, when they say to 11 guys
OKC,
/ women, they say, okay, guys, you're the NBA experts. Tell us how you think it's going to go. All 11 of you picked Oklahoma City, and 0, not one person, picked Denver.
Right.
So you know what that means.
You're going to pick Denver.
Not only am I going to pick them, but they're going to win.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
out of
you guys
respect for the Nuggets,
Yeah.
I put them in 7. I put OKC in 7. They
Mhm.
did win 68 games, Cappy, by,
I understand.
as what George likes to remind everybody, the largest margin of victory in NBA history, okay? They're really good. But Denver's Denver, and I think they've kind of gotten back to the way they were before they made the 2 coach firings. Okay, so we've been talking for a while here, and I love telling you all about my chlorophyll and activated charcoal and talking some basketball. But to me, the story of the day, which if I were there, I would be doing my whole show on this.
Popovich?
Was the tweet from King James earlier
About
today.
the Met Gala?
Oh, yes. We were just talking about the Met Gala.
Guys, like I can't get over that tweet. There's so much in that tweet.
I got to take a look at it myself. Lindsay brought it up, but I didn't really take a look at it. Let me take a look here and see what the deal is.
What is what do you
including down to the correct punctuate, the correct spelling of "and historic." He said "and historic." A-N got that correct.
Oh, this
Very
one.
impressive.
Unfortunately, because of my knee injury. Yeah. Unfortunately, by the way, no comma after unfortunately. Unfortunately, I mean, since you're so into the grammar, unfortunately, because of my knee injury I sustained at the end of the season, I won't be able to attend the Met Gala in New York tonight, as so many people have been asking and congratulating me on. Hate to miss an historic event. My beautiful, powerful queen will be there holding the castle down, as she has always done. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm going to like that tweet.
Oh, there's so much in that, guys.
I think you should
And
refer
so
to
many
Rachel as
people
your,
have
as
been-
your queen, too, Captain.
From now on, she's holding it down. That's right. She's going to hold down the castle, George. My beautiful, powerful queen.
Like, could you ever utter such a thing out loud, let alone on Twitter?
My beautiful, powerful queen?
On the castle down, and so many people have been asking me about and congratulating me about.
Well, I mean, this is like classic LeBron, isn't it?
I mean, I was like, George, this was next level to me. This is next level celebrity delusions of grandeur.
Hey,
like,
man,
oh my God,
he is.
He's a king. He lives in a castle. She's a queen. Bronny's a prince, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean,
but but don't we put like a little like winky emoji or a?
No. We're into monarchy here in the United States,
We're really
and
using
LeBron's
this
the
language.
king.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
LeBron's the king.
Well, he was named the honorary chair.
Oh, that's true. He was named the
Really?
honorary chair.
Yeah.
He was. That is a
why,
fact.
Yeah, he's like an official ambassador of the Met Gala.
Right. So there you go.
Wow.
So he's basically the he's having to give up his throne to continue the castle analogies to someone
are
else.
there like guards from Buckingham Palace out there with the little hats and stuff?
Is he having knee
my
surgery
God.
right now? Is that the issue? He's having knee surgery. He can't.
I mean,
go
it's
in.
been reported he had a sprained MCL. That,
Oh.
and that
Hey,
DiVincenzo.
Ramona, while we're talking about the LeBron and the Lakers,
Just missed it.
What do you think Luka had at Craig's yesterday? Does he go chicken parm? Like Cappy says, if he orders the chicken parm, does Rob and JJ look at him and like, hey man, we talked about being in shape. Probably
He'll have
not
the salad.
right way to go.
Get him the salad, please,
So
with balsamic
listen,
vinaigrette on the side.
No way. He's at Craig's. Come on, he's going to eat some good food. And plus, it's like the off season. You get to eat now.
Right.
I think he definitely had like chicken parm. Like let me look at the menu. I haven't been to Craig's in a little while, but
that's what you get. You get the chicken parm.
Yeah, I mean it's the dish.
Okay, he's got the chicken parm then. Look, there's a lot to say about this thing too. if you have a meeting, like a top secret meeting, was it LeBron and Luka there?
No, it was
Or-
just JJ and Luka and Rob.
Not exactly a place to be incognito, is it?
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you go to Craig's because you want everyone to
Right.
see you. You don't
Right.
go to
You
Craig's to
want
have
the
some secret
paparazzi.
meeting.
Right. The paparazzi.
Yeah.
Wait, we
I mean,
want them to
the
take
only other
pictures.
place in
here.
town they could have gone to with more paparazzi maybe was Catch.
Yeah. I mean, I just like the whole. I love living in LA and kind of knowing where and how people go to see and be seen. It's like, when you see the celebrities sitting courtside at a Laker game because they need to show that whatever, they're promoting a movie or they want to start some dating rumors or something. I don't know, going to Craig's and having this paparazzi made for paparazzi photo op was kind of interesting.
Yeah. But they're talking contract,
the hell he
right?
wants.
They're talking contract. They're talking
No,
future.
they're talking about the future of the team.
Yeah.
They're talking about
What
which
it's gonna
guys
look
you want
like.
back, what
Right.
we need. Yeah, they're making him feel like a partner in this.
Yeah.
You're our guy. I don't see there's any intrigue here. He's re-signing with the Lakers. This is a dream for him. It's in LA. What are we doing here? The only they're going to be good.
Don't be so confident, or DeMarco might threaten you.
Really?
Oh yeah, you
DeMarco thinks he's going to leave?
No, but he just says, "Hey, who are you? His agent? Do you know?"
He got into a fight with Beto about it.
Yeah, I mean, he told Beto, "You're looking for an ass whooping."
Well, he said,
I mean,
"Are
I
you
do
Claire
know his
Bleep
agent.
and Voyant?" Yeah, is what he said. Yeah,
I do know his agent.
but yeah,
I know Luka. I know his manager. I'm
him
pretty
and Duffy and
confident on this
Pelinka
one.
were at the game the
Yeah.
other day. He's been at a ton of the
Yeah.
games, and they chit chat all the time.
So you're feeling very confident, knowing the Luka
Yeah.
organization, that this is a dream come true, not just for Luka, but also for like the Jordan brand as an example. That this is the greatest thing that ever
100%.
happened to him. I mean, getting out of Dallas where he was a star is fine, but being in LA and playing for the Lakers, he becomes an international mega superstar.
He already has. I already think it's been great for his brand. Like, I think even the story is great for his brand. Like how he was rejected by the by the Mavericks, and he was, shocked and had his heart broken, and then everything he's done since coming to LA has been just picture perfect, on point. Like helping the firefighters
Right.
and
Donations,
and
$500,000.
that
Right.
somebody vandalized the Kobe mural and he paid
Right.
for that, and
Right.
then
Parking for
the
Laker
parking
games.
lot. I mean,
Yep.
oh my God, his PR is amazing, and then
I agree.
everybody feels sorry for him because he was treated so poorly on the way out of Dallas, and I think this has been great for him and his brand, and I think it'll continue to be great for his brand. Like, sometimes this is one of the best things that, like, I don't think he wanted this to happen, but I certainly think of all the places Dallas could have traded him, I mean, they certainly didn't get the biggest return, right? But they traded him someplace he's going to be happy.
Well, I just hope that after that dinner at Craig's, and again, hey, listen, guys,
Yeah.
it's the off season. Give me a couple of weeks to have some chicken parm. But at that point, somebody got to say to him, "Hey, look, we love you, man. You're awesome. You're the future of our franchise. But when we get to a playoff series, got to get a little defense. Got to get a little bit of defense out of you."
We'll give you the chicken parm pizza, which is off the menu if you play a little defense.
Right.
Oh, all right. No, I think look, this season they had a roster that clearly was, out of balance. They needed a center, and they kind of did it with some smoke and mirrors for a while there, but they're going to get a real center now. You're in the Western Conference. Like, Oklahoma City has two of them. Like the Denver's got a big guy.
I mean, all the
and-
good
and
teams have two of
Minnesota's
them.
got two of them, and
Yeah.
I mean, this is the way of the future. And so they tried a small ball thing. It's not really going to work. They got to figure that one out. But they have a whole season to do that, and I think that's where they're going to end up.
Yeah, look, Rob has not been shy about collaborating, right? So I
Yeah.
think that seems obvious. But yeah, they definitely wanted everyone to know. All right, so real quick, is Ant-Man going to just take another notch on his belt and take Steph out?
He would love to, wouldn't he? I mean, that's
Because I know you picked the Warriors, but I mean, this is a
But
real.
you know why I picked the Warriors? Not because I really think
no.
they're
You
gonna
already
win, but
told
because
us,
I'm tired
right?
of
Yeah.
picking against them.
But
Yeah.
this is a real like this could be
Oh, it is.
the playoffs of Ant. Like it is.
Yeah.
Like because even their games against OKC this year were all fairly nip and tuck.
Yeah. And I think, I thought it was Minnesota was like this team that we were all waiting for this year. And then they did the weird cat trade, which I didn't love. I mean, I think Brandl's
Well, I don't know if they loved at the beginning either, to be
I
honest.
know. I mean, I think that really set them back, and they're just now figuring out how to play with Julius. And I think he's been good. Ever since he's been back from that injury, he's been good. And DiVincenzo remembered how to play basketball. He was pretty bad at the beginning, and he was hurt because he was a Nova boy, and then they repudiated him and sent him out.
Commercial's
And
great, though, the AT&T
yeah.
commercial.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, but this is they're really good. They were really good last year, and I think they played Denver and took out Denver, and they just ran out of gas. I mean, I thought they were the best team. After that series, the Denver and Minnesota series, that felt like the Western Conference Finals last year.
Yeah.
And they, even though Minnesota won, they just didn't have enough left after that whole series, and they lost the Mavericks obviously. But I think Ant is this breakout superstar, and he was ready to be crowned last year, and then this year's just been a weird year. They had the cat trade. They didn't win very much. Every day he's paid $250,000 in fines.
I would say more than that. I heard 500.
Is it 500 now?
Yeah.
It was a lot. And so I just think with him, it's I think they're ready to. He's ready. They're ready to have a breakout. It's just I don't know. The Warriors, man, they just keep figuring out a way. And we haven't seen the best of Jimmy Butler. We haven't seen the best of Steph yet. We haven't seen the best of Draymond. Like Draymond and Rudy, that's going to be wild. Draymond might get suspended. He's already got 4 techs. He only needs if he gets 2 more.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
1-game suspension.
Well, he better control himself because that was the whole story about that team meeting the other night before Game 7, where Draymond gets up in front of the team and he goes, "Hey guys, look, that one's on me. I take all the blame on that one." So he better control his emotions because they need him desperately. They cannot win without him.
Yeah.
Are you going to say that on 10 Cent when we put you on?
Yes, but I want to make sure it's interpreted properly into Mandarin. I can tell you that right now. Let me ask you 2 ball knowers one last thing from my perspective.
I have some rapid fire for Ramona, but go
ball
quickly.
Knowers. And I have one more thing. Since
right.
I haven't been on the show for a while because I got one more thing that we haven't pointed out.
All right, here goes. I'll make mine quick.
Okay.
All right, here goes.
How did that LeBron comment? No, I'm asking you a question. I'm turning it around.
Go ahead.
How did the LeBron comment at the end of the game when he had his sort of de facto exit interview, when he said, AD said what we needed, and then he got traded a week later, so I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself.
Yeah, right.
How'd that land with you guys?
Well, how do you
I thought
think?
It was weird. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think? Here's how I was like, I came on the air the next day and I was like, is he freaking for real? Is he serious right now? And everybody jumped me.
Yeah.
But here's what happens. For me,
I'm with you, Cap.
I look at it, I'm like, wait a second, LeBron. So Anthony Davis said that he wants another center and he was shipped out to Dallas. What do you think? They're going to ship you out next? Are they going to trade you because you think that they need a center?
What do you buy? Do you buy? I mean, I know The Athletic has some story about he would consider. I don't buy that he would actually leave here. Do you?
I don't either. No, he's had 2 chances to leave, and
he hasn't.
Said no each
time. I mean, he could have been Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler in Golden State.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he was a free agent. He could have left. He's had chances to leave. He's had trades he could have pursued. He doesn't want to go anywhere. I mean,
I agree.
Why did you not like it though, Ramona? I didn't like it.
It was disrespectful.
I agree.
thought it was a disrespectful
and by the
comment
way,
to the organization.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Because to me, it was disrespectful in particular to Rob Pelinka,
I
which
didn't
is
take
fine.
it as disrespectful, but go ahead. I'm curious. Yeah.
Look, Rob Pelinka.
Maybe it was a joke. I wasn't in the room, and he did laugh afterwards. And
he was laughing.
It was funny or whatever. But I don't know that you make that joke after the way they played in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and
too
the
soon.
Expectations they had,
Right.
and I also thought it was kind of disrespectful to Luka, to AD, but mostly to the organization. They got Luka Doncic. You don't say no to that. They didn't trade AD because he asked for a center.
No.
They weren't mad at Anthony. That had nothing to do with it. It was just unnecessary stirring of the pot.
I completely agree. And when I said that, essentially the same way, everybody pounded on me. I 3-on-1, they pounded on me. They beat me down.
Nobody pounded on you.
All 3 of them jumped me. They dogpiled me.
I said
You're such a weenie sometimes.
George jumped on me first, and then Lindsay jumped on top of George.
You know that
and then
am going to defend LeBron.
Right.
Yeah.
And then DeAndre jumped on me.
Nobody jumped on you.
You guys,
it was
just
typical
don't like
passive-aggressive LeBron. That's just what he does in times like that.
Yeah, well, it came off as disrespectful to the entire organization.
You didn't say that at all the other day.
Well, because you guys were on top of me. I was down on the ground. I was underneath the dog pile.
You only say that now because Ramona said that.
Yeah, I got somebody to help back me up.
You know
I was
what?
under the
no
dog
more
pile.
10 Cent for you.
I was under the dog pile, George.
Oh,
you were on top.
Away 10 cent.
10 Cent's been off the table.
DeAndre took his 260 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, and he jumped on top of Lindsay and George. I was out of wind. I was trying. Ramona was on the bottom of the pile.
Enough
It's
of
disrespectful.
Cappy's nonsense.
Ball knowers.
Listen, I got a couple quick ones because we got to go and you got to go. And thank you for the time.
I don't got to go.
Love
I'm
you,
just
girl.
waiting around for this game to start at 8:30.
This is better than the Hoops
Central
Collective.
Time.
More fun.
Well, it's definitely more fun than the Hoop Collective. I don't know if
I know, way more fun. Those guys, I was trying to have fun with them, and then they were like,
no,
let's
they're
get back
not.
to
They're,
basketball.
No, they don't have fun. They talk
Their
business.
fun is in quick quips, is what I would say.
Quick quips.
If you've got a good story you can tell in 2 minutes, they'll have fun with that.
Yeah.
But All right, you mentioned center. Who are some of the centers that could potentially be available? Right, like Clint Capella, right, could be available. Is Claxton, the kid from Brooklyn, available? Like, what are we looking at as far as a center market?
You mean with the Lakers?
Right. Yes.
I mean, I think you look at anybody who is sort of overpaid right now that teams want to move on from. Like, that's kind of what the Lakers have to look for. Is like, they don't have much to trade, like, unless you want to do something really big, right?
Well, I mean, John brought up Joel
somebody...
Embiid today during crosstalk.
Stop.
I'd do it.
No
Hell
chance.
yeah, I would do that.
He
Listen,
plays less than
guys.
Anthony Davis.
Hell yeah.
I know, but you don't need him for very much.
Oh,
You only
come
need
on.
him for the playoffs. I would do Joel Embiid tomorrow because you can get him for almost nothing at this point. You just trade, he's just money. You have to somehow come up with enough contracts that match. But his value is very low, obviously, with what's going on with his knee. You just tell him to sit out the first half of the year and get right and just be ready for the playoffs. Oh my God! But that's actually not the center they need, though.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
No.
The guy they need is like a Jaren Jackson Jr., like somebody really good like that.
Yeah.
And I think.
But that's going to cost you a lot too.
Yeah, but I think you got to look at that. Like if I'm Memphis, that's a team that is very expensive. They're gonna Jaren's up for a max contract extension. Like, he's probably going to make All NBA. I don't think they would trade him, but
you don't think would they trade him or Ja first? Because I don't think they can keep both and Bane with all that money. Like, I don't think they can do that.
They can. I think they run it back and they let
really
the Finnish guy coach it this year, because I just don't think they're ready to give up on.
Isola.
I know.
Isola. Tuomas Isola. Isola.
Finnish
Isolo.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, is there something more interesting though that they can do? What about Porzingis? You want to
Well, yeah, Boston may have to move off with this ownership change.
That would be amazing. See, now I'm all
just
for
throwing
that.
stuff out. Don't
yeah,
aggregate
but I don't
me,
think
okay?
that him and Luka that last time worked out so great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Those two
Forgot
didn't
about
necessarily
that.
love each other.
Well,
yeah.
they're different guys now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think you're looking at people like Vucevic in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Like these
Vooch.
guys who make a lot of money, who maybe their teams are going in a different direction, or they need to shed some money.
Yeah.
That's probably or you get real smart, okay, and you get really creative, and you look around for somebody like a Mark Williams who doesn't have a devastating set of injuries that you're going to have to do a trade by. But there's a lot of young guys and a lot of young centers that don't play very much. They're developmental guys that you could draft and that you could develop. Like, you could take a chance on somebody young and see if you can get them into that role. And maybe you'd say to Luka, hey, look, you got to train this guy. You got to grow this guy. Like this, I'm covering Isaiah Hartenstein tonight. He was on the Nuggets. He was on the Clippers.
Yeah.
He didn't play very much.
Oh,
like,
dude,
is there somebody like
G
that?
League games of his years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you like Zeke Naji in Denver? That's the guy that Calvin Booth signed him to a big deal.
Yeah.
They never played him. Like, Michael Malone never played him.
Yeah.
He's on a $8 million a year contract. He's kind of good. He shoots 40% from three. He can dunk. He's tall.
Yeah, their fans love him.
Yeah. I mean, can you find somebody like that who's undervalued that you see something in? That's kind of the direction I would go, unless there's a big swing out there.
Someone not named Jackson Hayes.
I don't know. I didn't dislike Jackson Hayes. I just don't think he can be your main guy.
No, not even close.
Did you think he should have played anything?
He's a second unit guy.
Do you think he should have played anything?
I would have thrown him out there in that last game.
Oh, don't do that, Ramona.
He was
George
unplayable.
George will throw things at you.
It was I respect Ramona. I throw things at you.
He told me that my opinion of Jackson Hayes, that I said he should have. I said, how does he start the first four games and he can't play 1 minute?
He's minus 20 over 4 games.
And you know what George told me? You know what he told me?
What?
He said, Cap, he said, that is an uninformed opinion. And then he got violent. He got violent, Ramona, and he threw a water bottle at me.
No, I didn't throw a water bottle at you. I threw
look, this happens in playoff series. Like, Chris Dunn was one of the Clippers' main guys.
Oh, my God, and he got played off the floor.
Court.
Right.
Yeah, it happens.
And by the
in
way,
these series.
Ty didn't mess around. He went to Batum and won him a game.
I mean, I think he messed around for an extra game, though. I think he waited one game too
but
long.
he tried to be loyal to him. So did JJ. He gave him 4 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's what happens.
Jackson Hayes, we're talking like he's like Michael Thompson backing up Kareem or something. Like, what are we doing here?
Look, they had 2 games. I thought where the Lakers lost, it was the game Luka was sick. I thought if like Luka wasn't sick that game, they'd probably win there. And the whole
Maybe. Yeah, that was a good. That is an interesting sliding door. All right, so I got one more for you. Okay,
What else you got?
we're up against it now.
I know. I've been talking forever.
No, it's
and,
okay.
And Betty over here is going to translate this whole interview.
Oh, darn right she is.
We need to give the transcript to
He's
Betty
looking at me
Zoo.
like, Ramona, seriously?
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
will
God.
take 2 hours of the 10-cent podcast to do this. I think there's no way that the Houston Rockets can't call the Phoenix Suns and call for Kevin Durant because he's literally the one thing that they need. Like, give him Jabari, give him Jalen Green, whatever other contracts, whatever, give them their picks, give them all that stuff. Just Durant, they get Durant with Van Vliet and Amen Thompson, who I think is going to be a star.
I know.
Like, and Şengün and Tari Eason, all these guys, right? Like, Steven Adams, his guy, I think they could be a championship contender, like, instantly.
I'm with you, and I keep hearing all this stuff, and they want to grow it, and they want to see what happens, and I'm like, dude, I said this on the Hoop Collective last night. You remember when the Memphis Grizzlies were like the next great team, and they were the 2 seed, and you just thought they had forever to grow it and figure it out?
Nope.
You don't have forever. It gets expensive. Guys get hurt. Things happen. I mean, you can't always predict things like what happened with Ja, okay, but things happen, and like to me, Houston is a team. They got 2 really good young guys that they don't really play. Jabari Smith was a number 3 overall pick.
He's
right?
good.
3?
But he
He's
can't
really
play.
Good.
Right.
But he doesn't play.
Right.
And so trade him someplace where you can get something from him. They got lottery picks this year. They got Reed Shepherd, who's really good. He'll eventually he should be their point guard eventually.
Last
I don't know
year,
when
Ramona,
that is.
I know it was a quote-unquote weak draft class.
Yeah.
He was by far the best player I saw at Summer League last year. It wasn't even close.
And he barely played this year.
Right.
And so to me, I'm like, okay, look, if I'm Houston, I take everything I have and I call Milwaukee and I try to get Giannis. Like that's the dude that I think they should pursue. And I think Kevin Durant's trade market will wait until the Giannis situation is settled. I don't know if Giannis stays or if he goes. We'll see how this playoffs shake out.
It's not a failure,
But-
Eric.
It's what?
It's not a failure, Eric.
It's not a failure, Eric.
I mean, I think like that's to me that's the team with all the assets. That's the team that has
Houston.
the most
for sure.
Houston.
Well,
I mean,
OKC.
look,
If OKC wanted to do anything, they could do whatever they want.
Yeah,
Like,
they have
could
too
call,
many good players.
They could call Milwaukee right now and be like, "How about 7 first-rounders? Go right ahead. We have 10 of them."
No, literally, I was joking with somebody in OKC yesterday, and I go, if I was a team that was like sort of top heavy, all I would do is stand next to Sam Presti all of Summer League and say, "So, which guys do you not have room for on your roster? Because we'll take them."
Right.
Like everybody they don't have room for is really good. Trey Mann,
Right.
remember him?
Yeah.
He's really good. He's in Charlotte now.
Casey
Who's
Wallace, who you just mentioned a second ago, like that kid's good.
It's great. There's who's the kid? Carlson, the center, is really good.
Oh yeah, the G League guy. Yeah. He's very
great.
good.
There's a guy,
Yeah.
Vit Krajicek. I can't say his name. He's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That guy was like top 5 in 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
They didn't have room for him. They
Right.
just and then they have all these picks. They're not even going to be able to make these picks. They don't have. There's no room.
There's
And,
not
like,
enough roster spots. Right.
Yeah, I mean, like you ever walk next to somebody and they're dressed with like diamonds all over, and you're like, if one diamond fell off your body, it would change my life, and you would not even notice, right? Like, that's what the Thunder are like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They have any piece they want to move. They have all the pieces on the chessboard. Like it is whatever they want to do, they can do if they really wanted to do it.
Yeah. So if I'm Houston, I do whatever I can to
See,
go
but I
after
like
Giannis.
KD better in that scenario because I feel like they lack shooting in a big way, and I think he solves some of that for them too.
Yeah, Reed Shepherd does too.
Yeah, but they probably have to put
Like, I
Reed
would
Shepherd
just
in the
keep- I would
deal,
just
is my
keep-
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Jabari and all those picks. I don't know. I think they keep Reed Shepherd.
Yeah.
And then they got to decide something on Van Vliet. I know they love him, but like he's blocking the path for Reed Shepherd. So how long?
Yeah,
does
but
he
if you're
stay and for how
KD, you
much?
want a Van Vliet on your team. Like you need you. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. If you're gonna get KD, now if you're Giannis, you can go with Reed Shepherd, I think, because you want the spacing.
Yeah.
Look what that kid AJ Green did for them this year. Okay,
Yeah.
when he was
Yeah.
when they were playing together. But if you go with KD, you need like a heart and soul guy, to quote our guy Cappy, and because KD's not that. KD's not going to be leader guy. No. He's not going to be rah-rah guy. Like, you need a Van Vliet to get in people's booties and also pat them on the booty when they need it too. Yeah. And so if it's KD, you got to keep Van Vliet.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Going back, I don't know. I'm skipping around here, but you know how you guys were talking about what do the Lakers do at center and yada yada.
Yeah.
What if you do something totally different though? What if you call the Warriors and say we'll take Kuminga?
Hey, I just realized we have 3 live reads to do, and we only have 17 minutes.
Yeah, you guys lost me about 5 minutes ago when you guys really started getting deep into Houston. I was like, okay, I'm out of this.
It's okay, Cappy. You're not a ball knower like Ramona.
No, I'm not. I'm not capable of being on the Hoop Collective. And once you guys got into the Hoop Collective,
we're going to get you on 10 Cent.
10 Cent's different, George. That's a different story.
I might be able to get you on the Hoop Collective. You want me to work on that?
What do I need you for? I got my best friend Brian Windhorst.
Yeah,
my best friend.
You know what we can do? Tight. You wouldn't be on in any kind of a starring role. You could be like in the background of my live shot.
No, that's not going to work for me. No, that's not. That was like
she just basically said you're like one of the backup dancers.
Yeah, pretty much. But I am. I'm like a backup.
You're not
vocalist.
even like a backup vocalist.
No,
she said like backup dancer.
I'm just a dancer. I'm just a dancer.
You know what we could do? We could get you on a summertime podcast. We could get you on like in mid-August when
they're talking football.
Preview the G League championship.
Okay, seriously, we have to go.
Yeah, we got to go.
We have 15 minutes and 3 live reads.
All right. Well, you guys got so Houston centric.
Bye, Ramona. Thank you.
Bye, Ramona. Go get
Cappy, tell us about your friends.
Well, we got a new sponsor, a new partnership here on 710 and here on the Sedano Kap show, and it's the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino. And when I say all-new, I'll just tell you this. I've talked to a lot of guys who love to play cards, and it seems like everybody is moving to the Bicycle Casino. The progressive jackpot is now over $3 million, and when it hits, it'll be the biggest jackpot ever won in any California card room. It's just minutes from downtown LA. You guys know the bike. The bike is back. It's better than ever with new ownership. I've met these guys. They got a whole new crew that has taken the place over. Fresh renovations, upgraded amenities. It's a new way to experience LA's premier card room. You can play all your favorite games: poker, blackjack, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, Crazy 4 poker, George, that's for you. 3-card poker, baccarat, all eligible for the progressive. This isn't just big, my friend. It is record-breaking. And for all the ESPN LA listeners, new players who sign up for the Players Reward Program get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get my $30 match play. Park West Bicycle Casino, where the stakes are high and the rewards are massive. Come see what everybody's talking about at Park West Bicycle Casino.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
It is Sedano and Kap, your Monday afternoon. We'll get to Big Deal or No Deal in just a moment. On this day, back in 2002, Spider-Man was released and became the fastest movie to ever to earn more than $100 million at the box office, ranking it $114.8 million that weekend. And of course, we mentioned that so we could play this. When Trad Kroger went solo, even though it sounded like Nickelback, because I think the other guys were Nickelback. So essentially, here's Nickelback. Sedano and Kap continues your Monday afternoon right now.
Oh, there you go, Kap. You like Nickelback?
It's kind of like Train to me. I didn't know any Train. And then I saw Train, and I was like, you know what? I know a lot of their songs, and I kind of like them.
All right.
But I feel like if you say you like Nickelback, which this is like the only song I know, it's kind of like what I would have.
Songs, yeah.
It's like what I would have felt like if I would have been like, yo, I'm going to see Train.
Yeah.
Train's good.
Cappy.
Yo.
We got you in the blender there talking about KD and the Rockets and all that.
Blender, you put me to sleep, man. I got like hypnotized by the two of you.
Listen, you may be to sleep. You may have been put to sleep, but anybody who knows ball, was in.
Oh yeah,
and this is a town
knowers.
of people that are of ball knowers.
Well, you think so, but I don't.
What do you mean? You think that in the city of Los Angeles they don't know ball?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not shying away from it. I think that when you start going ball deep,
Cappy, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how I know you're wrong.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
When Marcellus left here and I started doing afternoons, and it was just like one day it was Ramona, one day it was Mina Kimes, one day it was Dave McMiniman, one day it was Trudeau, one day it was Kirk Morrison.
Yeah.
Those days, some of the highest numbers the station's ever had in afternoon drive.
That's not what I'm saying.
Because of ball knowers.
Okay, hey, listen.
Ball knowers. Football knowers.
Yeah.
Basketball knowers.
Yep.
Baseball knowers.
Yep. You two ball knowers are in the league, and you guys started going deep
That's not
ball
that
talk.
deep.
I thought it was pretty deep.
Fred Van Vliet is deep.
Not Fred Van Vliet.
Guy's a champ.
It's not Fred Van Vliet is deep. It's just that, listen. I'm not telling you it's bad. I'm not telling you that.
I mean, you said you fell asleep.
Well,
that's not ideal.
A better way of saying it would be I became hypnotized. I was listening rather than contributing. Prior to that, the first 35 minutes of the conversation, I'm in.
Right,
the last
because we
5
were
minutes,
talking nonsense.
Right, the last 5 minutes when it got too deep into what moves
you gotta
might
get
happen.
deeper. Remember, like Axel Foley said, you got to get deep undercover in Beverly Hills Cop?
I'm only deep undercover?
Yes, you're not deep.
Got to get 3 levels of deep.
Correct.
Understood. I think I may have to try and get an NBA job somewhere,
Oh, how about you just get League Pass?
No, League Pass. I'm not going to watch it. Nah.
How about if I get it to you for free?
That might be different. That might be a little different.
Cappy, you should start an NBA podcast.
Oh, I like your idea, Linz. I really do. So maybe some kind of other kind of collective. You know what I mean? Like there's a hoop collective. And
Cap
then
collective.
Yeah, or the Cap collective.
The Ball collective.
Or like Ball Knowers podcast. This is the Ball Knowers podcast.
I
We
like
really
the
know
ball
ball.
knowers.
We
I do
really
like
know
that.
ball around
You have
here.
a different ball knower on every time.
Like I said, George, getting me to ESPN 10 cents or whatever that thing is
10
called.
cent.
Yeah, let me have that during football season.
They don't do football.
They don't do any football in China?
Yeah, they don't really care about it.
They love the NBA.
Come on, China.
All right, we got to go to break.
We already?
Yes, because we were on Ramona for 45 minutes.
Hey, that's pretty good.
But first, let me tell you, Cappy, get injured in an accident, you got to call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. If you got into an accident over the weekend, you're deciding to try to handle this, you want to do this yourself, here's the list. First, you got to call the rental car company. Second, you got to wait to receive the call from the insurance company and then speak with them and make sure not to say the wrong thing, right? Because then if that's the case, then you could jeopardize your case. Third, Call your doctor, get an appointment, but you'll see maybe he's got you in a week or two. Who the hell knows? He could be referring you to a specialist, maybe. You may need that. But what if that's not available either for like a month? To make it easy, you get injured in an accident, you call Jacob right away at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. Jacob and his team will handle everything for you. Handle everything. I mean, every little last detail. Then make sure you get the rental car, speak with the insurance company on your behalf. Most importantly, they'll set you up with the specialist so you begin the healing process and get your health back in order. And you don't pay a penny out of pocket. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. Call 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com. And tonight, with being Cinco de Mayo, Jacob wants to make sure everyone has a plan. If you're going out celebrating tonight, make sure you have a designated driver or utilize Uber or Lyft. So be safe out there. And if you get into an accident, call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
And it is Sedano Kap, your Monday afternoon final segment. Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky. A big Lakers Talk edition is coming up next. It's time for Cappy with his real deal dealer's choice, thanks to our friends at Seller's Advantage. No live imaging Tuesday tomorrow because I'm sick. But we will return tomorrow at 3 p.m. with fun and frivolity.
Ball knowers.
Be safe tonight with their Cinco de Mayo festivities. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Sedano and Cap, final segment right now.
Andy Kamenetsky's in the house for Lakers Talk.
Nice.
And he's a
ball knower.
He's a ball knower.
He is a ball knower.
He's a ball knower for sure.
I already celebrated tequila. Cinco de Mayo with some tequila yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Very nice. Hey, let me hustle up here because I don't know what time we got to get out. But
yeah, tell us about your dealer's choice.
Hey, the Dealer's Choice Real Deal brought to you by Seller's Advantage. If you want to sell your house before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. George, I'm going to make this real quick. This is a warning to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I may become your neighbor very soon.
Oh, don't. You aren't serious about this, are you?
Rachel and I, being at Beach Fest this past weekend, the Beach Life Festival.
Hold on. You have plenty of... You're going to buy another place?
Well, listen, we now love the South Bay.
Oh, jeez.
And I'll tell you something. The South Bay which I've spent a little bit more time in
It's
over
awful.
the last year.
Nobody should go there.
The South Bay is my kind of place, man. I mean, if I could compare the South Bay to where I've resided for the last few years, the South Bay is it. And now, George, not only do I have you, and not only do I have John Ireland,
Trudell,
but I've got my friend, and I've got Trudell. I've got my friend Lisa, who owns the Playa Hermosa Fish and Oyster Place.
Not Jan.
And Lido D. Manhattan.
Yeah.
And she's got a really big event coming up this weekend because she's the president of the local Rotary Club.
Oh.
So, at the Manhattan Beach Comedy and Magic Club.
Oh,
so
I love that spot.
So she got.
Trudell and I went to see Arsenio Hall there one time.
I'll give you more details on it as the week goes on. But now that I got my best friend Lisa, and I got a couple of restaurants, and I got George, and I got Johnny I, dude, I'm like a South Bay guy.
South Bay Cap.
That's right.
You went from East Side Cap to South Bay Cap.
That's where I'm
you're
at.
like a chameleon, Cappy.
Yep.
Wherever you are, that's who you can be.
I can go anywhere. Hey, a quick reminder for everybody. If you are looking for the place to stay in downtown LA, that's the East Central. If you want to book a hotel room, it's eastcentralhotel.com. If you're coming to downtown for a game, for a museum, for a night out, the East Central in downtown LA is entertainment's official address. Visit eastcentralhotel.com.
Andy's here. You want to say anything to him?
What up, Cappy?
What's up, Andarush? Andy.
Ball knowers.
You got to be a
Come
ball
on,
knower
Andy.
tonight on
He
Lakers
is a ball
Talk.
knower.
All right,
He's hosting Lakers Talk.
You got to host Lakers Talk tonight and be a ball knower.
Come on, Andy.
Okay, you
Ball
need to be an expert
knowers.
in the Houston Rockets, Jack. Come on, Andy.
Andy knows all those guys we were talking about.
He's a ball knower, is what he is.
Who you want to know about?
You need to study, okay?
Okay, I'm studying tonight.
All right? You did
Come
a
on,
good
Andy.
job watching the games this weekend. I need more studying from you.
Okay, I'm going to study that. I'm also reading Jim Lampley's book because he's coming on the show on Thursday.
On
and he's
Thursday?
gotta-
Is he going to take me out for pizza when I'm back in North Carolina?
We're going to set that all up. We're going to set the whole thing up.
All right.
All right.
Lakers Talk with Andy Kamenetsky is next. Great job. The guys in the back, the circle, Christopher, Lindsay.